Hey everyone, meteorologist Colin Rogers here. Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson will be joining me in just a second. He's actually just started the stream for us. We're just going to be here on Facebook Live and on YouTube as well to bring you updates on any storms that are moving through our area, including the threat for some severe thunderstorms. You know, the good news is we went from a level 3 out of 5 risk of severe storms this morning, and the Storm Prediction Centers lowered our risk to a level 2 out of 5. This afternoon, they went ahead and did that. And I think that most of the severe weather will stay off to our south, so that's some good news there. Go ahead and look at some of these storms, some impressive lightning. Quite the light show right now across portions of northwestern Indiana. And these storms are going to move a little further to the north and the east, primarily staying south of our area. But the concern for us is maybe a few of these strong severe thunderstorms going to make their way up into some of our southern counties. So really our concern is going to be along and south of 94. That's where we still have a chance that we could see some strong severe thunderstorms developing really between, the next 30 minutes or so, around 8 o'clock and into 9. And then those storms should move out fairly quickly. And we're setting up for a fairly dry night. Temperatures will eventually climb up into the mid 50s late tonight. But right now we're seeing a lot of lightning, some heavy rain, and with these storms in portions of northwestern Indiana. I'm going to go ahead and throw up these warnings here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Marshall, Pulaski, Stark, and White counties down in northwestern Indiana, and also a tornado warning now for Pulaski and Stark counties in northwestern Indiana. You'll notice that track, though, they're moving to the east-northeast, and that would primarily keep that storm out of our area, maybe clipping Branch County, but this should primarily stay south of our area. What is really helping us out here in West Michigan is that warm front that was expected to lift through our area. Right now, it's stalled just to our south. So that would really limit our severe risk if that warm front does stay to our south. Areas in like Lafayette, Indiana, were in the 70s just moments ago. Fort Wayne was approaching 70. South Bend was in the mid 50s, and then Kalamazoo were right around 50. So quite the temperature difference thanks to that warm front, but they have a much higher risk at seeing severe thunderstorms and also tornadoes, all thanks to the fact that they are dealing with those warmer temperatures, and they do have those higher dew points as well. And that's also where there's a tornado watch right now. You'll notice this bright yellow shading showing up is that tornado watch in eastern Illinois and western Indiana. You'll notice it borders Berrien County, but it doesn't quite make it up into West Michigan. So that's the good news there. We can't let our guard down. We could still see some strong severe thunderstorms developing here over the next few hours, but that much better chance for severe weather, including tornadoes, right now looks to stay off to our south for the most part. Let's go ahead and throw up the day one outlook here. And we'll see the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. Pretty rare high risk for portions of Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, into southern Illinois, including the Memphis area. That's a level 5 out of 5 risk for severe thunderstorms. They're going to be dealing with a severe weather tornado outbreak today. You'll notice, though, that yellow shading for much of West Michigan, especially south of 96, is where we have a level 2 out of 5 or a slight risk for severe thunderstorms here. So could see a few strong severe thunderstorms, especially along and south of 94. The greatest threat with those storms would be damaging winds. We could have some gusty damaging winds that move through. And also, I'm not going to rule out a quick, brief tornado that could spin up, but that chance is pretty low. Much higher chance for that exists off to our south. So let's go ahead and back to Doppler radar here. And we are seeing some general thunderstorms across portions of Berrien County right now. There was a special weather statement, not a severe thunderstorm at all, but they did issue a special weather statement for that storm. I'm pulling it up here on my phone real quick. So in southern Berrien County, they said that there could be winds as high as, or sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. In southern Berrien County, there could be some 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts, and also maybe some half-inch size hail. So that's something we'll be watching closely in southern Berrien County. There's another special weather statement for Van Buren County. There was a possible funnel cloud that was spotted, and also winds around 30 miles per hour. That potential funnel cloud was spotted near Van Buren State Park. That's 8 miles southwest of South Haven. So,
so that's going to be what we're looking at.
Yeah.
By the way, hello.
He joins.
I'm helping to set everything up here. That would be the one that we were looking at. We were looking at some returns that look like might have a little rotation perhaps to them out off of South Haven. So that's what that would be right there.
So that would be that storm probably now moving into central Allegan County. Earlier, it was spotted to have a potential funnel cloud near South Haven. That's that storm now moving kind of northwest to Allegan. So we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, I'm not seeing any rotation with that storm, which is good news. But we'll keep a close eye on that. And also this storm down in Berrien County as well, where we could have some gusty winds, not quite severe level criteria, but you may have some 40 mile per hour, 50 mile per hour gusts, and also the potential for a little bit of hail with that storm. So we'll keep a close eye on that as well. The strongest storms, the severe thunderstorms right now, though, those are down in northwest Indiana, producing a lot of lightning and some heavy rain down there. And this is all sliding off to the north and the east. So we'll put this into motion. You can see that direction kind of heading towards some of our southeastern counties. So we'll have to monitor these and track them as they move a little closer to West Michigan. But I think the worst of these storms should hopefully stay off to the south and portions of northern Illinois. But
yeah, do you have, I don't know, were you gonna, I was trying to go and put this up.
Oh, Slack. Yeah, we'll switch spots real quick.
We'll switch spots here just for a sec. I want to say thanks for some of your comments coming in as well. Hello to you, Dowagiac Sammy. Thanks very much. Seeing lightning here and there. You're going to be seeing it moving in here. In fact, already as it moves through Berrien County now, moving into closer to Cass County. Hello to you, Gwen. Thanks for the hello there. And to Jasmine, hello to you. Brad, Union City, you know, probably going to be seeing some of this action. You can see what Colin was talking about as you see on our radar there, what's moving in from the southwest there. Knox, Indiana right now, for example, just south of South Bend, some pretty hefty thunderstorms there. In fact, I don't know if you noted this, Colin, already. There is a new tornado warning, I think, out.
Yeah.
Okay, you did. That's got 22 minutes to go, so that goes until 7:45. That's for a radar indicated tornado. But that, again, is well south of South Bend. And that would be with that thunderstorm activity that you see right now, right around Knox. Going to get a little bit closer here into that to show you what the folks are looking at there. Let's stop this and see if we can see it for ourselves. I'm going to get rid of the lightning here off of this so that we can get a bit of a better view and see if we can see where there might be some of what they're looking at. Again, there's nothing going on in our neck of the woods right now, happy to say. So let's see if we can see what they might be looking at down here as we look off to the south and west. And it's sort of hard to make it out with what we have here. So, but these are the strong thunderstorms that are right now just to the southwest of South Bend. The problem is that they are sort of heading in our direction. There's a lot of lightning with these. You know, we just had that comment, thanks again from Dowagiac, of starting to see some lightning. There's going to be more of that to come because, as you can see, these heavy thunderstorms are making a beeline. Let's put this into motion. You'll see what I mean. See all that lightning? That is going to be moving into South Bend. And then, you know, if it continues on that path, I would say a line from at least from, let's say, Michigan City to Dowagiac to Kalamazoo, all the way to Lansing, south and east, would certainly be under the gun from these storms. Charity Portage, probably we'll see some of the thunderstorms here. Mark, hello to you in Lawton. Let's see here. For Battle Creek, what we're looking at area-wide, just so you know, is a threat for some thunderstorms. There's going to be some lightning. It looks like we're probably going to be in for some more heavy rain out of this. And so, you know, as Colin pointed out a little bit earlier to me, that Kalamazoo has already just busted through the record rainfall for this state, sitting at about getting close to 2.5 inches now. And it's more than an inch over the daily record. And there's going to be more to come. So areas that are right now still flooded, thanks to the rain that came through earlier, or likely it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. Now, this is the type of flooding, by the way, that overwhelms the drainage and the culverts and the ditches and the small streams. And so once the rain stops, it quickly goes back down. But in the meantime, for the next several hours, I think you said the flood advisory, for example, for Kalamazoo County, Berry County, Van Buren, and much of Allegan County has been extended till 10:30.
Yeah.
So no doubt that was in anticipation of this rain that's building in from the southwest. Got thunder in Texas Corners, Vicky, and Allegan. You're going to be looking at those thunderstorms as well. Carla, same for Allegan. This is all going to be moving up to the northeast. So we'll put a little track on it, if you will. This is moving at what, about 50? Did you say 50 to 60?
Yeah, 50 miles per hour. So
Okay,
to the
so
northeast.
If we do that. So let's see what we got if we put just a little simple track on it here, going out to that speed anyway. Hold on just a minute, I hit the wrong button. So with this parameter, right, let's go and stretch this out and let's see what we're looking at. Oh no, I got the miles on that. I need to, hold on here. There we go. So what we want is distance and we want ETA, right? Actually, we just want the ETA. What did we say? Would you say 60 or 50?
Yeah, like 50, 55 was the common.
All right, we'll put it in at 55. And then let's erase it and then we'll plot it again and we'll see what we got, okay? So this is what we're looking at for these storms that right now are moving south of South Bend and pretty nasty. So you can see Kalamazoo at about 840. They're going to be moving in then to Dowagiac and also Three Rivers, probably about 8:15, 8:30. So you might have 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour before these start to arrive. And again, we'll keep an eye out for them. What do you got?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at, they're saying like closer to 60 miles per hour. So that
On
even
motion?
might be, yeah.
So it might be faster than that. Well, let's go back into the, I'll switch that up just a bit and we'll change the ETA on that by changing the speed. If we were to put that at 60, right? If we were to put that at 60 and then we'll erase it and we'll plot it again and then you'll see what we got, okay? There it is, okay? So these storms that are now just south of South Bend, let's say Three Rivers by about 8 o'clock, Kalamazoo by about 8:30. So over the next hour, we're going to see those moving northeast. Do I think there's a chance we'll get a tornado watch? Jasmine, at this time, I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. We might not even get any kind of severe weather watch.
Yeah.
And this is going to be rather short for us. It's not going to be around for long. But again, right now, for, let's see, what is it called? Tyner there. Let me get in a little bit closer. See if I can get, of course, I can't get a town up on this. This is around North Judson, Bass Lake, and Knox, Indiana. So again, this is southwest, southwest of South Bend. That's where there is a tornado warning right now that goes until 7:45. May not be that strong when it gets here. Looks like for sure we'll probably get some lightning out of this at least. Dawn, hello to you in Bronson. It is a tad early, Chris. You know, not going to wait for the storms to get here, I guess. We'll just sort of like try to preempt them with our coverage here on not only Facebook Live, but by the way, we're on YouTube Live as well. You're looking at some model data, right?
Yeah, looking at model data, you know, most of the severe weather with a lot of our newer runs keep this mainly to our south, but my concern is kind of southeast to Kalamazoo.
Yeah,
you know, it's where we could get grazed with some strong severe thunderstorms. So
yeah, I think this would be fair. You correct me if I'm wrong. I think if we're looking at a line here, I think we're talking about, let's say, from Lansing back here to Kalamazoo and maybe back here to right?
Yeah.
Okay, so areas that are, let's say, on this side of that line, right? So we're talking about Dowagiac, we're talking about Three Rivers, Constantine. Just had somebody say, what about Constantine? What we're talking about here, though, is just getting thunderstorms. There'll probably be some gusty winds with these, but whether they'll be intense enough to have severe thunderstorm warnings remains to be seen. Because as Colin mentioned, this is likely to be strongest, and the biggest threat is southwest or in northern Indiana. I'm sorry, it's in northern Indiana. And really, if you want to extend that further south, I mean, it looks like they're probably going to get rocked.
Yeah.
In Indiana, what are we looking at? Southern Illinois, western and central
area.
Tennessee.
I mean, look at all.
Yeah,
tornado
Memphis.
warnings everywhere right now.
There are more than a dozen, maybe even dozens, plural, of tornado warnings right now. When you get down to around Terre Haute, St. Louis, Memphis, Jackson, Tennessee, Jonesboro, Arkansas, west of the Mississippi River there, eastern Arkansas. So that's where the weather is really nasty. We're on the northern edge of it. You know, we talked about this yesterday, and I think maybe even the day before, that the potential is there, that the rain that we had this morning into early afternoon, which of course was tremendous, more than 2.5 inches we're looking at now, and we still have some to go, would be enough to basically, for a lack of a better term, the term that I used earlier today on Facebook, on my Facebook page, spoil the atmosphere for development this evening. I think all of us would vote for that. I know I was voting for that. I'm good with that. And so that might be what's happened. And you know, if it's not an all or nothing proposition, by the way, it could be that it spoils it enough to where we might have some action, maybe a warning or two, but not as widespread as what we had on Sunday. All right, this is definitely concerning because they've extended that tornado warning now up to the South Bend area. So we'll keep an eye on that. Definitely keep an eye on that. This is coming out of North Webster, Indiana. Again, there are no watches. There are no warnings for any of us right now in West Michigan. Kay, hello to you. Indicator. Portia, I'm with you. I'm over the storms too, but I don't think Mother Nature is. Sierra Coldwater, you're going to be getting some here coming up probably, you know, in the next half hour, 45 minutes, an hour. You're going to get a taste of this. Remember that line that I just drew? And, you know, don't hold me to it necessarily, but I think Lansing to Kalamazoo to, say, Dowagiac to west of South Bend and east and south of that, southeast of that line is probably where we're going to see some. What you got? Do you have anything on that warning?
What interesting thing to me is now it's moving northeast at 70 miles an hour. So it's racing to the north and the east. And just radar indicated, so there's no confirmation of a tornado on the ground at all. But, you know, the northern end of that warning now coming right up to South Bend, which, by the way, they're not under a tornado watch either.
Yeah, right.
So
just because you're not under a watch doesn't mean that it can't happen.
Exactly.
But I will say this, with these storms, seemingly the forward motion getting faster, that to me is reminiscent of what we had Sunday night. So, you know, we could be in for, even if not tornado warning out of this, we could be in for a severe thunderstorm warning with a considerable damage tag, or maybe even a destructive tag, which of course would be 80-mile-per-hour gusts. Here's what that means. If you're watching us right now on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and you are, let's say, right now in Cass County, southern Cass County, central Cass County. If you're in St. Joe County, we need to keep an eye out here. We need to keep alert. This is still a little ways away, but if it's moving at 70, it obviously is not going to give a lot of time for us to take precautions. So, again, no warnings, no watches for our area right now, but that may be changing. That may be changing. No, Kalamazoo, no, it's not over. That's for sure. That's for sure. Paul and Tammy, Mattawan will get, I don't like to use the word hit because it sounds like, you know, it's going to get nailed with some bad storms or something. But yeah, Mattawan, you're going to see some thunderstorms. I mean, these, you can see what we've got going on the radar here. And I'm going to slide this up just a little bit. You can, oops, sorry, I had that arrow still turned on. I didn't know that was turned on. So we'll erase that and go back to our, you can see there's still plenty out here, right? This is what we're looking at, this area that stretches now really from just east of the Illinois-Indiana line all the way up now to South Bend. It's this cluster that's going to continue moving to the northeast. And I don't know, how's it modeled on the latest short-range model? How does it?
That and coming into our area.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's the latest HRRR is kind of nailing the timing. You know, it has it coming through our area around 8 o'clock, which I would say it's about, you know, 30 minutes out. It's moving into about Cass County, St. Joseph County, and then gets out of here. It is trending a little slower, maybe like 10 p.m. It's out of our area, but yeah, it's really, once again, it's just kind of along South and 94 is that greatest threat. And
so look, when you're talking about, for example, Mattawan probably going to be over you, at least the initial shower and thunderstorm activity coming up in the next half hour. And as far as folks who are saying that, you know, how hard are we going to get hit? I think any of these areas where these thunderstorms are moving, which, like I said, it's, for the most part, let's do a generalization from Lansing to Kalamazoo to South Bend, southeast. You're going to be getting thunderstorms, and there could be some gusty winds. Are we going to have severe thunderstorm winds? That's yet to be determined. One thing we're watching is as these storms come through northern Indiana, what is the radar saying about them? What are the spotters saying about them? And what is the National Weather Service out of northern Indiana saying about them? Right now, they have extended, and actually now one of those tornado warnings went away. So now we just have one associated with this line. That's going to be up to South Bend. So that makes it all the way up to South Bend. Of course, you know that's just a few miles away from the Michigan-Indiana line. So if you're in southern Cass County right now, you need to have your ears up and you need to pay attention to what's going on here. I've got thunder there in Sturgis, thunder and lightning in Vicksburg, the same in Portage. Holly, thanks very much. Let's see, got thunder in Pavilion Township. So this is all starting to move in, but what we're looking at here is, again, some gusty winds. As Colin mentioned in our coverage that we had at 5 and 6, I think what we're looking at primarily here, the biggest threat is going to be from thunderstorm winds, from strong to severe thunderstorms. Colin's also monitoring some of the chat that's going on.
Yeah, so they did extend the tornado watch. It doesn't include any Michigan counties yet, but they did extend it for the areas like South Bend are now under tornado watch, and that includes all of the northern Indiana counties. So, I mean, it's knocking on our doorstep. They just haven't issued a tornado watch for any Michigan counties yet.
Yeah, so got Lawton, got thunder and lightning. You're going to be seeing at Otsego, you're going to be seeing some of these thunderstorms. Again, it's still unknown, like, what are we going to be seeing out of this? We're going to be probably getting some gusty winds. But whether they're going to be thunderstorm criteria, remember now, the National Weather Service has 3-tiered thunderstorm warnings. The first tier is for 60-mile-per-hour gusts. That is just your basic, if you will, severe thunderstorm warning. We don't have that right now. We don't have any warnings or watches in any of West Michigan at this time. Could change soon, but right now that hasn't changed. We're watching those storms that are going on right now down in South Bend, just to the south of South Bend. Let me do this. Let me get rid of the radar. I want to show you exactly where that tornado warning is. You can type in anytime.
Some decent rotation going on, at least on velocity. So, you know, this very much could turn into a tornado. Luckily, for us at least, you know, this is still well south of any of our counties, but it is moving towards our area. So it's something we're watching very closely.
So this is what we're looking at here, where we have the red, which goes right on up to about downtown South Bend and then southward. This red area that goes back to Knox, Indiana. So if you're familiar with this area that crosses US 6, it crosses US 30. This is where we have the tornado warning. And what's the expiration time on that again?
The tornado warning expires in 22 minutes. So that's going to be
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Okay, and then south of that, we have the severe thunderstorm warning. That's what the orange is. It looks like they're starting to trim now, maybe, the tornado watch. So what that tells us, as we go back to our reflectivity here, is that once this line moves through, okay, then we're pretty much going to see the end of this as the threat will be going away. So let me add our lightning back in here, and this will give you an idea. This is what we're looking at. Okay, so zoom out again. These are the storms that are headed in our direction. So basically, I'm going to just try to draw a little bit of a circle here to show you what we're looking at. Okay, so if we sort of extend this out and move this off to the northeast, right? Certainly, this is the zone that we're looking at for the next half hour to an hour or so. So Kalamazoo, you're in that. All of St. Joe County, all of Cass County, all of Van Buren County, Calhoun County, and even really over into Branch County. This is just a generalization to say that if you're in this area, you're going to be hearing light or seeing lightning, hearing thunder, and there's probably going to be some gusty winds. Will there be any warnings come out of this? That's what we're here for, to let you know if that happens. And we're monitoring information channels to see if that's the case, with an eye toward now a tornado warning that's not far from the Michigan-Indiana line, as it's right on up to South Bend.
Yeah, and I will say too, the thing that's helping us out is cooler temperatures. Down where that tornado is potential, the tornado warning is, it's 63. It's 57 in South Bend, and it's 50 here in Kalamazoo. So it's going to be hard for those storms to keep their strength, but, you know, we're going to be watching that just in case it does. Either way, you know, we could see those temperatures rise here a few degrees in the next few hours.
Go a few more names here. Sandra, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Margaret, hello to you. Storm fatigue. Tiffany, believe me, I hear you on the storm fatigue. I'm going to go get a charger here for my laptop, so
yeah.
I'm going to take over for a little bit here.
Yeah, certainly storm fatigue. They just updated the tornado warning down in Indiana. So I'm going to see what that update is. Still radar indicated rotations. They don't have any confirmation of an actual tornado on the ground. Basically, I think they just chopped off some of the warning that storm has already passed through, but still moving northeast at 65 miles per hour. So this storm is racing to the north and the east, and it is heading towards some of our southern counties. So let's go ahead and throw that up here. Get the palette on. Oops. So, yeah, there's that tornado warning. This is the storm we're kind of watching pretty closely. You'll notice that northern extent of the warning going up towards South Bend. Also, lots of lightning, severe thunderstorm warnings off to the south. That tornado warning, though, for LaPorte, Marshall, St. Joseph, Stark counties till 8 p.m. Some rotation that's showing up on radar. That's what we're going to be watching pretty closely. Still some decent rotation with that storm as it moves off to the north and the east at about 60 miles per hour. So we can put a storm track up here and say it's right about here, and it's moving northeast at about 65 miles per hour.
So right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just inside of the cone.
Yeah. So, if it does hold strength, that's the big question. We're losing moisture and we're losing, our temperatures fall as we go further north and east. So it's a question of how long does this storm hold its strength? But if it did make it into kind of the Cass or St. Joseph County areas, it wouldn't be until about, 8:15, 8:20 that it's moving into, maybe a little earlier in portions of southern Cass County. So we still have time to track this, and hopefully, weekends shows less sign of rotation, but something we'll be watching closely, especially if you're down in southeastern Cass or St. Joseph counties. It's kind of the general direction this storm is moving in.
I'm going to go ahead and mic up and tell them to get ready.
Yeah. So yeah, in case there is a tornado warning issued, we're going to have to break in on air as well. So Keith is getting our on-air portion prepared in case we do have to break in. But right now, that tornado warning scheduled to expire at 8 p.m. Still seeing some decent rotation. Let's go ahead and show you velocity, and you can kind of see what I'm looking at behind the scenes here. So let's zoom in. This is Indiana, in case you're just joining, not Michigan right now. But you'll notice, I'll pause this. You'll notice this kind of green circle showing up just southwest of Oregon, Indiana. That's where we could be dealing with some rotation, right? So, pardon me, I'm slightly colorblind, so sometimes it's hard for me to see these colors. I can see the colors, just the right hue. But this bright green that you're seeing here kind of southwest of Oregon, and then you'll see this darker red that's showing up kind of southeast of the city. That's basically indicating winds that are moving in different directions, right? So green means the wind is moving towards radar. Red means it's moving away from radar. What does that create? Kind of a counterclockwise circle, right? And that's what indicates that we're seeing rotation with that storm. And that's why the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for LaPorte, Marshall, St. Joseph, and Stark counties in northern Indiana until 8 p.m. Latest scan coming in, you'll notice those colors getting brighter. So that's indicating stronger winds. Still seeing some of that rotation going on here. Looks like it's actually kind of west of Oregon, moving to the northeast at 65 miles per hour. So this storm is racing. Either way, if there's not a tornado, could get some really strong winds with this storm. Still in Indiana right now, but it's moving to the northeast into areas like Lakeville and getting into the South Bend area maybe over the next, 20 minutes or so. So we'll be watching this. We'll be breaking into News Channel 3 if needed too, if this gets extended into some of our Michigan counties. But right now, this is the most threatening storm that we're watching that could be moving into our area. We'll go ahead and monitor its strength. There is still the hope that, these storms weaken as they move into some colder air in Michigan, and that would be awesome news. But we'll watch that closely here over the course of the next 30 minutes or so. But yeah, lots of lightning showing up. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning south of that tornado warning. They just actually extended. So you'll see that orange box that's kind of blinking. This now, for much of northern Indiana, I'm going to go ahead and see those details here on my phone.
What do you need?
Just waiting for this warning to pop up in for IWX. There we go. So, okay, so 70-mile-per-hour winds possible with this storm.
And 1.25 inches hail. This is
Yeah.
large hail, too.
Yeah.
So what? This is Elkhart, St. Joe, Indiana County, Fulton, LaPorte counties in Indiana. Go ahead.
Is there a bug or anything?
No, we don't have anything right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. We, again, just a reminder, we don't have any kind of watch or warning right now. We got the special weather, so that was a long time ago, yeah. So,
Can you, how fast is that storm direction there? With that storm?
this is moving to, the severe thunderstorm warning is moving
60.
Moving northeast at 60.
Okay, so this is kind of heading in the direction of Sturgis. Eventually, we're moving into Branch County as well. There's no warning for us yet, but you know it's moving in that direction. So we're gonna keep an eye on that in case it does hold its strength or potentially even strengthen. We hope that it weakens, but we're gonna watch this as this is moving in our general direction. So
Yeah, you know, one thing that we look for when we look for these storms, that's okay, that are coming through Indiana in this particular case, what are they doing there? And so
Yeah.
we're also looking at some storm reports there. Train spotter report from Stark, Indiana, Stark County there of 3/4 inch hail. So 3/4 inch hail.
wow.
And this severe thunderstorm warning that right now is racing to the northeast at 70 that Colin was just talking about does have, is warned for hail of 1.25 inches in diameter, along with the 70-mile-per-hour winds, which, by the way, would give it a considerable damage tag. Sorry.
Yeah.
That'll give it a considerable damage tag. So, which basically it's a level up from your basic severe thunderstorm warning. Soresco, hello to you. White Pigeon, Linda, you're about to get it there. So what are you going to get? You're likely to get a burst of some wind, some gusty wind. You could be getting some hail apparently with this, along with probably some heavy rain that'll be coming through as well. Okay, so that's what we're looking at there. So if you are, for example, White Pigeon, you're in southern St. Joe County down there. So let me zoom out just a little bit. Colin's taking a little bit of a break here. I'm going to slide this off to the south and zoom out just a little bit. There you can see where we have this orange box is where we have a severe thunderstorm warning, and that is pretty much right up to the border there with Cass County and also St. Joe County as well. I have not seen a meso discussion. I have not seen a mesoscale discussion for our area. Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, Kendra, also you Raven there in Berry County coming your way. The big question, it still remains to be seen, how potent will this be when it gets here? I think it's pretty safe to say that there'll be some gusty winds. You know, everybody right now is probably measuring this against what we had Sunday night. And I don't think we're probably not going to rise to that level. Is there another chair back there?
Yeah.
Sorry, okay, thanks. This is still, you know, concerning, I would say. Remember, no watch, no warning right now. And I'm going to see, like, if latest, somebody asked about a meso, we don't have a mesoscale discussion now. So, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean, and certainly there's no watch for us right now, but that doesn't mean that the storms that we're watching are not potent. You can take that since that's, so we've got two things that we're watching there, that severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 9 o'clock. Again, this is all in Indiana, not for us in West Michigan right now, but we are tracking these so that we'll know what to expect, hopefully, when they get here. I don't think there have been any spotter confirmations on anything, any rotation on the
No, just that one hail
warning
report.
Yeah, so the tornado warning right now, that is for St. Joe County, Indiana, and then also for, I believe it's Stark County there in Indiana. That is for radar indicated, okay? It's radar indicated, but we're going to keep an eye on it. We'll get back to some comments here, and by the way, you chime in anytime you want to. Rainwater for your greenhouse, Tina. Hopefully that's all we get. Good question. Lindsay, it's moving to the northeast at anywhere from 60 to 70. It just depends on which cells you're talking about. And so that means that it will be moving out of northern Indiana into southern Cass County, and making its way into southern St. Joe County in the next 15 to 30 minutes. Cass County first, St. Joe County next.
One thing that's interesting to me is you'll see, I think this warning was originally for this line back here in Plymouth, but we have some storms kind of firing up ahead of that line now. I'm interested to see what happens with that. Right now, I'm not seeing any impressive winds at the moment with that line of storms there.
But those would be moving at about 60 to 70, correct?
Yeah.
Right here that are in Concord, Indiana.
Concord, yeah.
So let's do this. This would put this in Three Rivers at about 8:07. Okay, so we're looking Constantine, White Pigeon at about 8:06. So in the next 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes in those areas, you're probably going to get a visit from these thunderstorms. And they'll likely have some gusty winds. As you know, it looks like they're starting to push out here with some strong wind gusts. So if you're in southern St. Joe County, if you're in southern Cass County right now, you certainly need to keep a close eye on these as they're now moving right through South Bend. Severe thunderstorm warning for one with a considerable damage tag in that it's 70 mile per hour gusts, and then also that tornado warning for South Bend area, for the South Bend area.
They're also mentioning in the severe thunderstorm warning, can't rule out a possible tornado as well. So sometimes we can get those quick little spin ups with those lines of storms that we'll be watching closely.
All right, so let's see. Hello to you, Patty in Sturgis. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate that very much. Lightning in Centerville right now. Cass, you're hearing sirens in Matawan. That's interesting because there's nothing going on right now.
Yeah.
In Matawan, that would be, for that, but we'll certainly let you know. Let me say this again, reiterate. There's no warning right now for any part of West Michigan, any part. This is all right now all going on in northern Indiana. So hold on just a moment. Let me get this up here so that I can monitor this the same way I'm doing on the iPad here.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at for these storms that are in northern Indiana. No guarantee when they cross the line that they'll continue to be as strong as they are right now. But I do think it certainly is within the realm of likelihood that they'll probably have some gusty winds as they push right in. So that's why we're going to keep an eye on them as they continue to move out to move northeast. Bronson, Brandon, right now, I would say be alert. Just be alert. Thank you very much in the Athens Union City area. I appreciate that. Heather, hello to you. Okay. So apparently we've had several reports now of the tornado sirens, or the storm sirens, I'll call them, going off in Matawan. But again, we don't have any warnings right now for any part of West Michigan. We'll keep an eye on that. And I don't know, it looks to me like this is getting a little more not as tight.
Yeah,
we were
they
seeing.
actually just canceled that tornado warning, but they issued a new tornado warning a little further off to the south.
To the north. Oops. Oh, I see. They shaved that southwest area of it. Well, this one has only 6 minutes to go.
This one in Lafayette, they ended up canceling that one. But they issued a new tornado warning down south of Plymouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be a little bit farther south, right? There we go.
Yeah.
And that actually is headed for the National Weather Service office there.
Yeah.
It's out in the middle of a cornfield. That one to me is not as concerning, certainly for southern Cass or southern St. Joe County, maybe for Branch, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Brenda, thanks for the report. Okay. All right. Autumn, thanks for that report. We got somebody saying now that was more of a call for volunteer firefighters to come in. So
okay.
Not a storm siren. So, okay. Bonnie Joe, thank you very much. Hello, Union City. Dawn, thanks for checking in. Carol and Sturgis, appreciate seeing you here as well. No, Craig, so far, listen again, just to reiterate, we have some thunderstorms. We can hear the lightning. We can hear the thunder. I'm going to zoom or move this up.
Yeah.
You can see what's going on in our neck of the woods here. We got some lightning now in Paw Paw over I-94, but again, let me underline this. We don't have any warnings and no watches right now for severe weather in any part of West Michigan right now. It's going strong in northern Indiana, but not here. And as Colin mentioned, our hope is as these storms move into this cooler atmosphere, hopefully that will be enough to take some of the punch out of them. No guarantee on that. There's still plenty of juice in them, obviously, and they are going to be bringing more rain to some areas that are already sort of, let's say, flood weary. But hopefully that's as bad as it gets. So you see what we have over us right now. These thunderstorms that are right now moving into Van Buren County, through Van Buren County. Kalamazoo, hearing some of that thunder as well. Looking at the Kalamazoo camera here, got a little bit of rain coming down in downtown. And that's going to no doubt pick up. That looks like an east wind coming in there. But what we're also watching right now and tracking are these thunderstorms that are in northern Indiana, because you can see the direction they're moving there. With this tornado warning now, we got a couple of them. Marshall and St. Joe County until 8 o'clock. That only has 3.5 minutes left. So they're going to have to figure out what to do with that one. And this new one that Colin mentioned here, which is this one right here, right? That must be the one for, let's see, can I query that one? How late does that go?
That one goes until 8:30.
Okay, let me get rid of that box that I just put up. Sorry about that.
And that other one they canceled.
Okay. Oh, the one for...
that one just south of South Bend, they ended up canceling that early.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's canceled. That's good. That's good to know. Okay, so that's what we're on the guard for right now. Just for these thunderstorms. So again, if you are in, I would say south of I-94, don't know exactly how, we don't know how intense these are going to be when they get here. So what we're trying to let people know is that there could be some gusty winds. Right now, no warnings, no watches, for any part of West Michigan right now. But will there be some, gusty winds? Yeah, when these thunderstorms move through. It looks like there's a lot of lightning here, so there'll be a lot of probably cloud-to-ground lightning. It's moving in right now over US 12, for example. So Edwardsburg there in southern Cass County, then moving east along US 12, which is going toward White Pigeon and Constantine. You're no doubt seeing some of that lightning. But right now, no warnings for these storms as they're crossing into southern Michigan, right across the border.
And they did cancel that tornado warning south of South Bend, even though that red box is still showing up. They canceled that early, but just had a report of a wall cloud in Lakeville, Indiana. So that's just south of South Bend, due south of South Bend. A report of a wall cloud there from a storm spotter. So we'll keep a close eye on that. This is moving to the north and the east about 65 miles per hour. That would put it into southeastern Cass County or southwestern St. Joseph counties here in the next 30 minutes or so. So we'll see if they go ahead and reissue a tornado warning or what they decide to do with that. But
Trenton, listen, about Portage, anybody along and south of I-94, you're going to be seeing probably some gusty winds. You're going to have some rain, could be heavy at times. There's going to be a lot of lightning. Will we have severe level winds right now? We don't know. There's a history of that with these storms that are coming in out of northern Indiana, but that's what we're watching them for right now. So far, no watch, no warning for the Portage area or for any part of West Michigan right now. That could change, but it depends on what's going to happen to these storms once they move into this atmosphere that's over us, which right now is considerably cooler. I don't know what the temperature is going right now. We are watching that move up. So, it's the warmer air where more of the potential is, and that right now is in northern Indiana. Northern Indiana. Rain starting in Pine Grove. Okay, Sally, thanks for that. Appreciate that very much. Let's see, what else have we got going on? Lots of lightning. Sally, this is going to have a lot of lightning for sure. A lot of lightning here with this for sure. By the way, tomorrow morning, I see something about going into work tomorrow morning. Thanks very much, Ashley. I appreciate that. This is done. I mean, by midnight tonight.
Yeah.
Even before that, this will be done. This is going to be perhaps intense like Sunday, not like Sunday with like 80-mile-an-hour winds. We don't know that yet. But what I mean by that is it's not going to be long in duration.
Yeah.
So this is just going to be a couple of hours here that we're going to have to deal with this, maybe 3, and then we'll watch it move out. We just hit 8 o'clock. Again, I want to let everybody know there are no watches or no warnings for us right now. Three Rivers, wind is picking up. Appreciate that very much. Let's see. Hello to you. Oh, okay. Ashley, power almost went out, then came back on. We'll cross our fingers for you there so that you can keep up with that. You know, Blytheville, Arkansas, just kind of a comment in here. I don't know specifically about that, but there are tornado warnings in Blytheville right now. I know where that is. That's, of course, as you know, that's in northeastern Arkansas, and they are really under it right now. We took a look at that a little bit earlier, where there are numerous tornado warnings right now from really the boot heel of Missouri all the way down western Tennessee, eastern Arkansas. But I don't know any of the specifics there right now about that. Katy and Battle Creek, you're going to be getting the thunderstorms moving through. You know, there'll probably be some short gusts, bursts of gusty wind. Right now, no severe thunderstorm warnings. Could we have winds gusting periodically of 30, 40? I don't think that's out of the question. But will we get those intense thunderstorm gusts right now? It doesn't look like it's likely. And we continue to monitor these even as they do. I don't know. What do you think about what we're seeing here on, you know, it just doesn't. What's your take?
With the Indiana storms?
Moving into Michigan here, what you see on the border.
Yeah. I mean, let me switch over to IWX real quick.
By the way, is that a new warning now that would be south of?
That was the one we were tracking earlier. I think they just updated it.
Okay. That expires at 8:30. But again, that is well south of even South Bend.
Yeah.
So that's not a concern for us. The only reason we're tracking those right now and watching those is to try to get an idea of what they're going to do whenever they come across the border. Carla and Constantine, yeah, you're going to be seeing some of these, but whether they'll, you know, there's no indication right now whether they'll be severe, but there will be certainly some thunderstorms coming in. To Concha, the same for you there. Next week, Melissa, no, I don't think so. Not thunderstorm. I don't think we're looking at storms coming there. For next week. Actually, it looks pretty chilly for us next week. Trying to keep up with some of these comments as they're coming through. Coldwater, hello. Battle Creek, you got thunder going on. Same with you in Coldwater, thunder, lightning and thunder in Hickory Corners, Delton. This is going to continue moving in. Let me see. Is this mine that I have open? I do. Let's see what we can see right now in Coldwater. All right, I'm just going to try to take a look at the Coldwater camera here real quick while we'll take a bit of a break here just to see what we got going on there. And we'll look at the Four Corners there in downtown Coldwater and see what the flags are looking like there. They should be starting to whip in some of that wind as it moves through. So we're going to get rid of the banner here so that it won't confuse folks. This is going to be Coldwater that we're looking at. Let me see if we can call that up. While we do, I want to remind you, we are watching right now to see if any kind of watch or warning is issued for our area. And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. You see the flags there as we're looking at Coldwater at Four Corners. I know the banner's blank right there, but I just don't want to confuse people. I didn't want to type in hello Coldwater. So you can see the flags right now are pretty still. Right, this is right ahead of the thunderstorms that are going to be moving in. There is some rain that's coming down. Now let's go back to our radar and show you where that is, of course, as we check out Coldwater. I know a lot of folks are looking at Coldwater and asking what's going on with Coldwater. So let me see if I can, there we go. Oops, nope, I did not mean to do that. Let's go back to this. We'll look at the radar as it pops in. There it is. Okay, so Coldwater just seeing the rain. Where it's a little more intense right now is the Wajak and also in Three Rivers and getting closely there in Sturgis. Let me know if you have anything or if you're seeing anything.
Not much right now.
I want to go back and show you what we're looking at as far as the watches and the warnings. Again, nothing for any of West Michigan right now. Nothing for any of West Michigan right now. So let me show you what we got as far as our fills go. Here we go. Let's see what we got. All right. The orange is a severe thunderstorm warning, comes right up to the Michigan-Indiana line. That one red zone there near Warsaw, Indiana is where there is a tornado warning that will expire. I believe it's 8:15 or 8:30. I believe it's 8:30.
Yeah, 8:30.
8:30.
Still radar indicated.
radar indicated, hasn't been spotted, hasn't been seen. By the way, we're on Facebook Live and on our YouTube channel Live. So feel free to hit that up as well. That area in yellow that you see on the map is where there's that tornado watch. Do want you to note, as we stretch this out, you can see that tornado watch is being trimmed from west to east as that line of thunderstorms moves right on through. Speaking of, right on cue there, we get a little crash of thunder here. Let me put our radar back in, put our lightning back in, and then we'll put this into motion just to give you an idea of what's going on. I'll get back to some comments here. If you've got anything to say, pipe right in. Sitting on Westnedge, temperature, Bruce, going down with some rain that must be moving in, because overall we're going to see those temperatures bumping up.
Yeah.
Right now, according to our app, well, what do you have there as far as the temp goes? We're reporting
about 51, 52 at the Kalamazoo airport.
Okay. For some reason, I am having a GPS issue on mine. Okay. That was not good. All right. You said what? 50 what?
51 right now at the airport.
That's up about 10 degrees over the last 2 or 3 hours anyway. 3 or 4 hours maybe.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see some warm air that's moving in. Angola, Indiana, you're getting some of those thunderstorms. Thanks for checking in. You still got a little ways to go, though, Angola, before you see some of that moving in. But you're probably seeing lightning to the west and hearing some of that thunder as well. I've got a lot of lightning and massive thunder in Portage right now. Okay, thanks for that report. That's what this little cluster that's moving through Kalamazoo right now. Mm-hmm. But again, we are watching this to see if any kind of watch or warning is issued for any part of Michigan. Right now, there's nothing. So we're going to keep, so in other words, a lot of lightning, yes, probably some heavy rain. Listen, flooding is going to be a big threat as we go through the evening hours. And just sort of an aside, flooding is actually not a severe weather parameter. When we look at wind gusts of 60 plus or large hail or tornadoes. So we've had plenty of rain earlier today. So the ground is already, in many cases, full up. And so any rain that we get on top of that could cause more ponding in the roadways. Of course, we documented it 5:30, and 6, and we have some reporters out on it right now with these flooding conditions that we have that are going on right now in parts of the Kalamazoo area. 51 in Paw Paw. Ashley, thanks for that report. Chris, thanks for the report. Lots of lightning there and thunder as well. Thank you very much for that report. Let's see what else we got. Cheyenne, hello to you. Julie, lots of activity in White Pigeon. Yeah, you're probably going to get hit pretty hard in White Pigeon. Oh, okay. So there you see what we have going on right now around Sturgis and Three Rivers to South Bend. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for northern Indiana, and that goes until 9 o'clock. So that's got a ways to go for the possibility of 1.25 inches hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind, which would be that considerable damage threat tag. But right now, yeah, heavy rain, starting to hear it on our tin roof, and some wind gusts, but no severe weather right now. No severe weather. Thanks for that report, Walcott, Indiana. Walcott, Indiana. Ashley, I agree with you. This needs to go. Carrie, thanks for that report. Lots of lightning in Sturgis. Sherwood in the house. Thank you so much for that report there. Thank you for checking in there as well. In Sherwood, you're going to be seeing some of this lightning and thunder. Right now, there's no indication that it's going to be anything other than just some brief wind gusts, a lot of lightning, potentially some heavy rain coming in with these thunderstorms as they move to the northeast. Okay, Hickory Corners and Delton, you're going to be getting some heavy rain. Great report from Constantine, downpour coming in right now in Constantine. Let's get a rainfall query out of this. Constantine, there you go, looking at you right now. So let's see what kind of rain rate we're looking at with some of these. See how it looks. Got about an inch and a half an hour. By summertime standards, a big summer thunderstorm, that won't be too bad. But 1.25 inches an hour. Going over here to around Porter Township here, we're looking about eastern Cass County, western St. Joe County, not far north from the Indiana line. And we'll query some of the rain there and see if it's in the neighborhood. It's about 1.75 inches. So probably about 1.5 inches to 2 inch per hour rain rates is pretty healthy. And especially when you consider that we already have a lot of wet ground out there, a lot of mud, because we've been seeing these thunderstorms pretty much through the day. So this is only going to make that situation likely worse. You got something?
No, just, still watching that severe thunderstorm warning. Looks to be moving fairly, it's progressing east more so than coming north. So that's good news. Right now, all the severe winds look to be in Indiana. I'm not seeing anything close to severe right now threatening Michigan, but could be moving into like the Sturgis area, I think, over the next 15, 20 minutes or so.
And by the way, I'm trying to keep up with the comments here, but I'm not able to on my laptop. So I apologize for that. So thanks for your reports coming in. Olivia, will this be enough rain to get us out of the drought? That's a good question. I think it's going to help. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. Grand Rapids, Lansing, Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, all with record daily rainfall today. So that's certainly going to help. Kalamazoo, when this next wave moves through, I mean, we could end up with between 2.5 and 3 inches of rain. Yeah. Just for today. And by context, that's an average monthly rainfall, let's say for April. Yeah. And even like maybe May. I think May's more like 3.5 inches. But the idea is we're packing a lot of rain into a little bit of space here. And that's why we have that localized flooding going on right now. Fortunately, our river levels, St. Joe, Kalamazoo, Grand, just 3 examples there, are down. What do you got? And what's crazy is the old record rainfall in Kalamazoo was about 1 3/10 inches of rain. That was back in 1945. We've already gotten 2 3 inches. We could double that old rainfall record, though, by the time this night's over. Well, we get, over 2.5 inches. I think, do I have this? I think now, here we go. Okay. Hey, Will is watching. You need to get to bed, buddy. You did. I see Will's trying to sneak into our room on us here, but now I can actually see some of the comments here. So I'm going to follow along with that. Melissa, any idea when things will calm down? Heather, it is in Sturgis now. You're getting it right now. Probably getting some heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and hopefully not too much wind. This is going to be dying down probably by about 10-ish or so. Certainly by 11 o'clock midnight. You should be all right. Your grain gauge there, these are coming in so fast and furiously. I'm missing some of them. I apologize. Diane, rain gauge had 2 inches for today before the last one that moved through Gobles. That's about right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tiffany, we're going to try to work on fixing this weather when we get Will in here. Will is in for Jeff in the morning, by the way. That's why I say he needs to get to bed. Brandon, think the clouds are going in the northeast over Bronson. Yeah. No watches. Thank you for that, Katie, down in our newsroom there, a little digital support. And again, just to reiterate, there are no watches or warnings in West Michigan. None. We don't have any right now. We have some pretty healthy thunderstorms. Sturgis, Constantine, about to move into your area. The same for White Pigeon, 3 Rivers, and now Kalamazoo, hearing those boomers coming through as well. But no severe thunderstorms right now. A new tornado warning, though, out from National Weather Service, right? Yeah. This goes right over. Includes their office. Includes their office. So they actually just said they might have to take shelter and have Indianapolis take over their operations here for a bit. So, hey, it rains on everybody, right? The rich and the poor. So we're keeping an eye on those. Heavy rain in Flowerfield Township. Thanks for that. Marcellus in the house. Thanks for reporting. Jarrett, thanks for that report. Listen, they're getting hit a lot worse than we are way down south. Philip, Constantine, you're just going to get a lot of rain. Got downpours in Comstock right now, East North Avenue, east of Sprinkle. Linda, thanks for that. Union City in the house. Melody, thank you very much. 3 Rivers. No, I don't. This is not going to be as bad. I think it's safe to say. I hate to say this, Mike, but I don't think this is going to rise to the level of what we had on Sunday. Yeah. It doesn't mean you let your guard down. We do have a considerable thunderstorm warning, or we did, we still do, for northern Indiana. Not for us. But could we have wind gusts 40, 50 out of this? I think that's fair. Yeah. These storms are moving to the northeast at about 60 to 70. So that storm motion in itself would have severe thunderstorm velocity winds or severe thunderstorm criteria winds, but no warnings for us yet in West Michigan. Kylie, hello to you. Thanks for reporting in Battle Creek. Got pouring rain, and Nikki, thanks to that in Comstock. Thunder, something else, Joyce. Yeah, we're tucked away in our studio, but we do have a tin roof, so we can definitely hear the rain coming down. Billy, that's a great report from Sturgis. He's reporting not much wind, just rain and lightning.
Okay.
Rainisha, no tornadoes for us right now. We're not really close to a tornado warning right now. We'll let you know if anything changes. Suzanne, Hillsdale, you're still probably about a half an hour, 45 minutes away. What you're going to see is a little burst of wind. You're going to get a lot of lightning, maybe some heavy rain, and some gusty wind. Power is flickering. Okay, thanks, Robert, for that. Bria, here comes the rain again. Let's talk about the Pretenders, right? Sorry, I don't know if that's what you meant, but I get it if you do, because I'm old. Calhoun County, Dylan. Well, you've already had one round of rain moving through. This stuff that's coming through Three Rivers and Sturgis right now is headed your way. Anything that you got, believe me, go ahead, feel free.
Yeah, I mean, the strongest winds right now are right on that Michigan-Indiana line and south. Michigan so far has been spared, you know?
So far, so good. And as Colin mentioned earlier, maybe the fact that we're several degrees cooler than what's going on right now in northern Indiana. It was near 70 an hour or so ago in Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
There's a lot of warm air just to the south. And, if these storms, it's a race, if you will, right? It's a race. If these storms will move off to the east and northeast before that warmer air arrives, we might actually escape with little, fanfare. That's what we're all hoping for here. Delaney, no tornadoes right now, and I really don't think that we're going to be seeing any, but we can't say that for certain. I'm trying to get a plug here for my phone. So that's what we're looking at there. Getting some more reports here. Let's see. Ready near Athens. Okay, cool. Lightning and thunder, 54 degrees in Union City. Thanks for that report. Appreciate it. Hail threat, yes. I think there is a threat for some hail. We were watching, sorry to lean out of the camera here, but I'm trying to get a power cord here from the phone. There was a severe thunderstorm warned for 1 inch plus diameter hail not that long ago, but we could have some small hail here, but so far I haven't seen anything like that. But there is a threat for that, Todd, for sure. Go ahead.
So they did issue a new severe thunderstorm warning. This includes extreme southern St. Joseph and also southern Branch County. So areas like Sturgis, you're on the very northern edge of this severe thunderstorm warning. But we could be dealing with 60, maybe even 70 mile per hour winds. I think those strongest winds are going to stay south of our Michigan counties, but kind of right on that border where we could see some damaging winds move through Sturgis, Kinderhook, just south of Coldwater there under that severe thunderstorm warning until 9:30 this evening. Also potentially an inch diameter hail as well with some of those storms as they move through.
I'm going to go talk to them about the cutting on that.
Okay, so Keith is going to go talk to our directors about doing a on-air cut-in, but right now that new information is extreme southern St. Joseph, really southeastern St. Joseph County, and southern Branch County under that new severe thunderstorm warning for some 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible. And that warning expires at 9:30 in the evening. I'm going to go ahead and put a storm track here. Just want to get a little bit more information. This is moving to the north, or this is moving to the east at about 60 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and pause this, put this here. And I'll draw this down. This is moving this direction at about 60. So it's racing. So that would put it into areas like Sturgis at about 8:38. So we're talking another 20 minutes. Into Millgrove area just before 9 p.m. And then moving further off to the east. So, those strongest winds I still think are going to be in Indiana. They do have this severe thunderstorm warning showing 70 mile per hour winds possible. But I think that we could have some damaging wind gusts, certainly over 58 miles per hour possible for areas like Sturgis, Bronson perhaps, Kinderhook, and just south of Coldwater as well. So that's where you're under this severe thunderstorm warning. So you'll want to just go ahead and get into your sturdy structure, and could have those winds really picking up here over the course of the next 30 minutes or so, really 30, 45 minutes. This warning expires actually in over an hour. So this is a long duration warning, but the impacts to any particular location will be over with, it'll be in and out pretty quickly.
Can you give me a graphic?
Yeah.
2215 is what we're going to go.
Okay. Do you just want to? Do you want a severe thunderstorm?
Yeah, probably a severe thunderstorm warning graphic, and yeah,
You want this one or radar on top of it?
Let's start with that one with that query box. That's good, and then I'll go to radar from there.
Okay.
Maybe radar showing close in and then backing up and showing more.
And do you want? You're going to be at the wall.
Well, no, I'm going to be here on 2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we'll do it while we're doing this Facebook.
Gotcha.
So we have 2 minutes. So go ahead, continue with what you were saying.
Yeah, so I was just updating on the severe thunderstorm warning. But that's really just extreme southeastern St. Joe and southern branch counties as well under that warning.
Okay. So let's see. Tracy. Oh, in Middlebury. Okay. There's a tornado warning down there in Middlebury, Indiana. So,
yeah.
Okay. That's with that box that we have that's well to the south. Again, there's no indication that that's going to be moving up into West Michigan, but we will keep an eye on the situation as it continues to move in. So let's see, what do we got here? Thanks for that report from Gerard. Appreciate it. Catalina, no tornado right now in Portage. There's no tornado anywhere near West Michigan right now, none. And the only warning that we have right now is the one that Colin was just telling us about, which is a severe thunderstorm warning, which covers southeasternmost St. Joe County, including Sturgis. We're going at 22:15, by the way, so about 22, I'll probably. Okay. And then also in the southern half of Branch County. So it looks like Coldwater, you're right on the edge of that. Bronson, you're in it. Kinderhook, you're in it. So I-69 south out of Coldwater is in it, all the way down into Indiana, and Gola, you're in it as well. So we're going to be doing we're going to be doing a weather cut-in. Coming up here, you said you had the warnings?
That's warning, and then just click right there for your radar.
Click there, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be going live on News Channel 3 in about 15 seconds. And then we'll return back to our Facebook Live and our YouTube Live coverage. Hello, everyone. News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with a live weather update for you. A severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued by the National Weather Service in northern Indiana. It is for a small portion of southeastern St. Joe County. Sturgis included in that. White Pigeon, you're included in that. US 12 then stretching all the way over to around Coldwater and the southern portion of Branch County. It's that area that you see that's shaded in gold. That goes until 9:30 for the potential of winds of 70 miles per hour. So this has a considerable damage tag to it. And so we're on guard there for severe thunderstorm warning. That does include a small portion of St. Joe County. Sturgis, you're in that. Just to the south of Constantine, White Pigeon, US 12, all the way over to Coldwater. You're looking at that as well. And then south along I-94. Here's a live look at what's going on right now. As you can see in the area where we have those severe thunderstorms right now, we're looking in here at Coldwater. That's what we're going to check out the radar here to show you what's going on as well. As we look at this, put this into motion, there you see the rain and the thunderstorms that are sliding through the area. So again, severe thunderstorm warning is for that action that's coming from Sturgis right into Coldwater. That's going to be moving through southern St. Joe County and then also central Branch County. And that goes until 9:30. So we'll continue to keep you up to speed with this as any more warnings are issued. For now, we'll go back to CBS. I'm sorry, I'm so used to hitting the space bar.
No, you're good. As soon as you did that, I was like,
I knew that. And I was like, no, don't hit the space bar. Okay, so that's the warning, and I hit the wrong button, and that's why that showed up on air. Watching, lightning in Bellevue, thanks for that report. As we say hello to Eaton County, thunder and lightning in Battle Creek. Tim, thanks. Brandon, thanks for the thanks. Going back down here where I can read some of this stuff too. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I might have to do a little, you know what I call it, some gardening here. All right. Oh, no, that's not it. I lost my feed here, but that's okay. Feel free to chime in there.
Yeah. Still seeing, trying to find, here we go, velocity. If I pause this, it's basically showing like wind speeds. There's still the potential for some 60 mile per hour wind gusts as they move into extreme southern St. Joseph and Branch counties. The winds to me look to be dying down a little bit, which is great news. We still want to be, prepared and in our safe space if you are under that severe thunderstorm warning. But those strongest winds look to be off to the south in areas southeast of Goshen right now, like Turkey Creek and Indiana. That's where the strongest winds with this storm are. We could still see some like 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts move through areas like Sturgis and into southern Branch County. So if you're anywhere along US 12, if you're southeast of US 12 in Branch County, that's what we're looking at for the potential for some 58, 60, 65 mile per hour winds or so with that storm as it moves to the north and the east. Right now, it's moving east-northeast at about 60 miles per hour. So I'll go ahead and put radar back on, and we'll kind of draw a storm path here. So this is this line right about here. That's moving at about 60 miles per hour. So that would put it into areas of southern St. Joseph County here over the next few minutes, and then into southern Branch County as we move about 20 minutes from now. But the majority of this storm staying in southern Indiana, so that's the good news there. We're just watching really for our southeastern St. Joseph and southern Branch counties.
So folks asking about some more communities. Union City, you're going to be seeing some strong winds right now. But again, Union City, some of those winds could be stronger there. Like I said, along US 12 there. And so, could there be some damage out of this? I don't think it's out of the question that there could be some damaging winds here. I think the focus of this is more northern Indiana.
Yeah.
Important to note here that, what we're talking about there with Branch County and that small sliver of St. Joe County that does include Sturgis, you're sort of on the northern periphery or the northern edge there of that warning. So that's the only warning, by the way, that we have going right now, for sure. Thanks, Joy, for that. Appreciate it very much. Heavy rain in Vicksburg. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. I'm trying to get back to my Facebook feed here that I hit the wrong button on, and as a result, I lost my comments. So let's see if I can get back to that. Sometimes it doesn't work the way that I thought that it would. All right.
I can pull it up on my phone too if you need.
I just don't. Here it is. I think. Let's see. No, it is not. I don't know why I'm not, but whatever. All right, I'll go here. Thunder and lightning and Otsego. Oh, the water really flowing in front of your house there in Otsego. Hello to you, Aaron. Thanks for that.
Penny's saying some nasty winds right now seem to be picking up on US 12 and Bronson.
Okay, that's going to be right along the path there. That's that northern edge that I was telling you about. And you can see it, by the way, on the northern edge of that severe thunderstorm warning. Bronson to Coldwater along US 12. And then you follow that all the way back down to Sturgis. That's where we're looking at right there. Kat, hello to you in Kalamazoo. A lot of lightning with this. Some gusty winds, but so far they should be under severe thunderstorm warning limits. At least that's the way it's looking right now. Sean saying for Portage. Barbara, hello to you in Bellevue. Thanks for reporting that. Thunder and lightning in Bellevue. I think I'm about to throw my phone, by the way. I'm just going to say it. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm sure that it comes back to me somehow. But let's see here. Hold on just a moment.
Seeing some strong winds just south of White Pigeon right now. Just kind of flared up on velocity here. And that'll be something we're watching as it moves into the Sturgis area here in the next 15 minutes or so. Kind of see that a little bit on our velocity. These greens that are showing up and indicating some stronger winds as they move off to the east-northeast. But either way, a lot of us seeing a lot of heavy rain and lightning. Of course, we've already been dealing with some minor flooding in Kalamazoo today. So this rain is just going to further aggravate things. Just keep that in mind if you're going to be driving out and about the city throughout the next few hours here, coming home from dinner possibly. But the severe thunderstorm, and the only warning we're watching right now, is extreme southeastern St. Joseph and southern Branch counties. They could be dealing with some 60-mile-per-hour winds with this storm. Already had a report of those winds picking up there in Bronson.
So finally got my phone back, so that's good. That's good. So happy about that, by the way. Kathy, hello to you in Sturgis. Frequent lightning, heavy rain, and thunder in Hastings. Russell, thanks for that report. Appreciate it. Heather, Kinderhook. All right, you are in that zone there for the severe thunderstorm warning, getting slammed right now with rain and thunder and lightning. Interesting to see. Paul, also in Kinderhook, reporting the same thing. Are you seeing much wind? I'd like to know from those of you who are getting hit with these thunderstorms right now in southern St. Joe, southern Branch County. Are you seeing a lot of wind, or are you pretty much just seeing right now, are you pretty much just seeing some heavy rain and also some lightning there? Thank you very much, Ashley. I do appreciate that. Thunder in Quincy. Holly, headed your way there. Headed your way. Union City, Rob, thanks for the report. Getting hit there in Union City. Thanks for that report there. A lot of lightning and heavy rain in Dowling. Okay, we're looking eastern Berry County there. So it's just starting to move into Berry County. You can see it there, right? Just to the southeast of Hastings right now. That's running right along the Berry-Eaton County line. So Charlotte, you're no doubt hearing from it as well. But Dowling, Vermontville, Nashville, should Portage see anything severe? Carly, I'm not expecting it. And so far, so good with this. A lot of lightning, a lot of noise. You know this, if it were a dog, it would be barking like crazy, but it's not really biting. Okay? And you know what? To carry that analogy on, do we know whether it's going to bite? We don't think it will, and we hope it doesn't. But we'll certainly know, if there is some bite. Good, Kayla. Thanks for that report. Not much wind right now in Sturgis. A lot of rain, a lot of lightning, but not a lot of wind, and that's good to know. Springfield, thanks for that report there, David. A lot of lightning and thunder. Appreciate it. Catherine, same thing. Just rain and lots of thunder and lightning in Union City.
Yeah.
Those are really excellent reports for us because that does give us an idea perhaps of some of the nature of what we're seeing out there. As let me see. Lost our radar scope here, but we'll get it right back.
Yeah, it looks like their winds are picking up throughout St. Joseph County. So that storm seems to be kind of picking up speed a little bit, especially in the southern half of the county.
I would say still Sturgis. You're about to probably get some strong winds. I don't think you're out of the woods as far as the wind goes there. As we see on radar, you can see more of these thunderstorms that are lining up right now. Constantine, a white pigeon, a little bit gusty there as well. But Melissa, thanks for that report. Not much wind, but heavy rain, thunder, and lightning in Vicksburg. Sherry, thank you. Appreciate that very much. Lydia, heavy rain, thunder, and lightning in Kalamazoo. Kathy, thanks for that report. Thunder in Three Rivers. Stacy, thanks for that report. We're able to see our camera here in Kalamazoo. So I'm looking to the west here. I don't know if you can't see it, but looking to the west, and there's not much wind right now in downtown Kalamazoo. We're looking at the flag that's right in front of City Hall. Looks like it's maybe a southerly breeze right now, but it's not too windy right now in downtown Kalamazoo. So that's good to know. Intense lightning and thunder. Melissa, thanks for that report there. Lightning and thunder in BC. Right now, the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have is going in southeast Branch County, Sturgis, US 12 back to around White Pigeon. Then follow the highway right through Bronson and then also into Coldwater. Union City hearing some of that as well. Constantine getting really windy and rainy. Appreciate that, Emerson. A valuable report there. Thank you so much. In Sherwood, Erica and Amy, should I be worried? That's a relative term. I don't think so for severe weather, but you should be on guard. And so that's what we're trying to do here is to let people know what's coming your way. By far, the worst of this weather is in Indiana and then points southward. But we are catching a little of it right here. Bloomingdale got a little rain at 8:33. Yeah, I think so. They're in Bloomingdale. Yeah, I think that you're pretty much starting to wind down with some of that. Edwardsburg, Victoria, I think you're pretty much out of the woods right now in Edwardsburg. Thanks for asking. Barb, is there a warning not showing up on the map? Let me put our warnings in. Yeah, we do have the warnings up on the map. Let me get rid of the radar, and then you'll see what's going on. Here we go. So that's where we have the warning. I'm going to zoom in a little closer. So there it is. And you can see that does include, let me get this over here so it'll change the box, I think, right? Want it? Let me get that one out of here. Well, I guess, can I get rid of this one? Well, I'll just query this one. What you see right now, the northern edge of that orange box that goes through Sturgis and Coldwater, right? So that's southeasternmost Branch County, the southern half, southeasternmost St. Joe County, the southern half of Branch County is where we have the current warnings that are in effect. I'm going to zoom out. Hopefully I'll lose that box as we zoom out. Please, come on, take it away. There we go. Come on, take it a long way away. All right, anyway, so let's put our radar back in. If you know what I'm doing wrong there, feel free. We'll put our radar back. Let's put our lightning back. And there you can see with the thunderstorms as they continue, let's go back through this, as they continue to move through. Ashley, where are you there? That's very interesting. I'd like to know where you are there with that report. Appreciate that. Heidi, thanks for that report. Some intense lightning in Three Rivers. Heidi, some big thunder there. Thanks for that report as well. Darren, just started in Coldwater, starting to move in. All right, pretty calm with a lot of rain, lightning, and thunder in Sturgis. Tracy, that matches with the report that we've been seeing a lot lately. Paul, your report matches that as well, with not a lot of wind. Linda, always good to see you at Mottville. Thank you very much. Lauren, right now it looks like Rob, Gull Lake, same thing. We're just looking at the potential for some heavy rain and also some lightning and maybe some gusty winds, but sub-severe thunderstorm wind. So that's what we're looking at pretty much area wide right now. The only place right now, again, that we're looking at as far as severe weather is concerned is southeasternmost St. Joe County and the southern half of Branch County. Kayla, nonstop lightning in Sturgis. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Nathan, thanks for the thanks. Appreciate that very much. Lots of lightning and rain in Sherwood, not much wind. Kayla, appreciate those reports. Not really much of a risk for tornadoes in Three Rivers. In fact, you're going to be out of the zone here in the next half hour or so in Three Rivers. So you're looking good there. Everett, starting to see some storms there. Okay, thanks for that report. Todd. Appreciate it. Thanks for reporting in there.
Did have a special weather statement for a storm moving through portions of Ionia County. That would be this one right here. Reports of some penny-sized hail. So not dealing with anything severe, but you could be seeing a little bit of hail with that storm in Ionia County right now. That's moving northeast at 70 miles per hour. So these storms are racing off to the north and the east.
Yeah, they are. So Ionia is going to be hit with some strong winds, it looks like here, but no warning yet. But oftentimes a special weather statement will precede that warning if if they continue to see things that indicate that this is getting stronger. Leroy Township seeing it. Lots of lightning and rain in Quincy. Thank you. Pouring in Sturgis. Tracy, a lot of rain there. Fred, I don't think so. The question is, will Coldwater get a tornado? I don't think so. Going to scoot back down there on my radar app here, I don't think so. I don't think that there's any rotation showing up in the returns that are coming back. Let's get to that. Let's see. No, not yet anyway. Not right now anyway. There might be some gusty winds though. Looks like a line of some stronger winds. Look at this.
Yeah, radar is estimating like some 68, 70 mile per hour winds just south of Sturgis right now. Yeah.
So, keeping an eye on this line that right now is from Nottawa to around White Pigeon, just to the east of Constantine. Might be something interesting to look at there, but we're going to keep an eye on that. Riding with your brother on US 12 from Sturgis to Constantine in the rain, so terrible you can hardly see anything. Okay, be careful. US 12 between Constantine and White Pigeon, or would that be 131? I missed that. Let me see if I can get back down to that one, to that comment here. No wind on North US 12 between Sturgis and Bronson. Appreciate that. Debbie, Kalamazoo, Oshtemo, I think some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds at time, but right now this is really not much more than just like a lot of rain and a lot of noise.
Yeah.
In Kalamazoo. Maybe a little concern for southern St. Joe County here, to the east of Constantine, between Constantine and Burr Oak, just to the northwest of Sturgis. Thank you so much. That's very nice. Ashley, You know, I totally understand there. You have 3 little kids who are watching, and you know, you're taking safety precautions, and you're in the know. You know what's going on right now, and that's what you can do to stay safe. So thanks for reporting in. Light rain, thunder, and lightning in Homer. Jana seems to be done in Delton, in Hickory Corners. Yeah, you might still get a little more, but I agree with your assessment there, Jana. I think you might be moving out of that just a little bit. Big thunder in Matawan. Michael, thanks for the report there. Bronson, looking at some thunderstorms moving in. No wind right now. Brandon, thanks for that report there. Trees are whipping around. Thanks for that report. Heather, Leroy Township, just some lightning and rain, no wind. Remember, when you get that storm report, it helps if you tell me where you are. Brent, lightning, rain, and thunder in California down there. That's in southeastern Branch County. Thanks for that report. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, starting to see just some interesting returns coming up with this line with the cluster there that it's in southern St. Joe County. I don't know, are they talking about that at all?
No mention in the chat, but perhaps maybe a little bit of rotation south of Sturgis right now. That's something we're going to keep an eye on. Yeah. National Weather Service has not said anything at this point, but we'll just watch that closely. Either way, you know, certainly could be dealing with some 60, 70 mile per hour straight line wind gusts in and around Sturgis area, and this is heading east into southern Branch County as well.
Yeah, Nick, I did say that about Three Rivers. Yes, I did say that about Three Rivers. By the way, Fremont, Indiana, northern Indiana, with a report for some heavy rain there. Appreciate that very much. Also, Ionia, thanks for that report coming in. They're getting slammed in Ionia. I'm going to go really quickly as Colin moves up to Ionia. There it is, that cluster right over you right now. See if we got any wind associated with that, or if it's just basically some heavy-duty rain. You'll probably get some gusty winds coming in out of that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hail showing up here on our hail detector. Some small hail just south of Ionia.
So I'm going to pop back down here to what we've got going on in southern St. Joe County. That's looking really interesting.
Let's go ahead and show velocity on here.
Yeah, got a couple of areas here where there could be some interesting stuff.
So where those bright reds, oranges are showing up, notice just southeast here of Sturgis, those are some really powerful winds, at least showing up on our radar.
Wow, sure enough. Oh yeah, those are very strong.
So, you know, some of this might be a little elevated, not quite making it down to the surface, but if that's making it down to the surface, those are some really strong 60, 70 mile per hour winds. Yeah. And, you know, could even be seeing a little bit of rotation there. So
if you were south of US 12 between Sturgis and Bronson, that's southeasternmost St. Joe County, southwestern Branch County, I would take cover if I were you. I think that's just a safe thing to do. Safe thing to do. Glenn, thanks for that report. Close to Firekeepers, a lot of thunder there. Thank you. Centerville, pouring rain and thunder, lightning and windy. Centerville, okay. Debbie, thanks for that report. East of Three Rivers. I think Three Rivers is starting to get out of the zone there. But Nottawa, got some gusty winds there. That's just to the east of you there in Centerville, moving over toward Colon and then down to Sturgis. These are all areas of concern.
I think it goes to show how it's kind of intensifying. You know, notice those colors really get bright here over the last 15 minutes or so. And the Storm Prediction Center did put out a mesoscale discussion for much of Michigan, saying that these storms could actually intensify for a little bit due to our low-level jet. So that's something we're going to watch. They do have a 40% chance of issuing a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of southern Michigan. I think more so getting into southeast Michigan, but we could be dealing with some localized areas of hail like we're seeing in Ionia, and also the threat for these storms with these powerful winds. That's exactly what we're seeing right now across portions of southeastern St. Joseph and moving into Branch County right now. If you're anywhere south of US 12 in Branch County, you could be dealing with some really strong winds here over the next 15, 20 minutes as this moves a little closer to that line, St. Joseph and Branch County line. This will eventually be moving a little closer to I-69 here in about 20 minutes or so.
US 12 east of Sturgis, all the way over to Coldwater, running through Burr Oak, through Bronson. A lot of wind there right now, especially around Burr Oak. So be careful if you're in that particular area. Rain and thunder picking up a lot in Bronson. You're right ahead of what I think is going to be some gusty wind coming in there. Shannon Joe up there in Pearson, going to sit in your hot tub. Hope the ice isn't too much of a problem for you and that you made through this morning's winter weather advisory. All right. Sharon from Lansing, rain and light winds. Thank you very much, Sharon. Hey, good to see you too. Thank you for being here. You're going to be picking up these thunderstorms here pretty soon. It remains to be seen about the intensity there.
Up in Ionia County, had from a National Weather Service employee actually had a report of some dime-sized hail. So if that storm continues to strengthen, maybe dealing with a severe thunderstorm warning. That moving kind of out of our area though, off to the north and the east.
William, hello to you in Plymouth, Indiana. Thanks for checking in. I think you probably are starting to get in the clear now as far as these storms go. What about Kalamazoo starting to look like it's ending here or winding down?
Yeah, we're just dealing with some rain, some lightning. You don't, with the lightning around, you don't want to be outside, of course, but eventually over the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, should be seeing this rain kind of winding down, looking pretty quiet over Lake Michigan right now.
I think the severe weather threats probably up and down US 131. I think it's fair to say that the threat's probably ending.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much transitioning now to the east there. Horrible wind and hail in Sturgis on the Michigan-Indiana line.
Yeah. I mean, that wind really
Definitely
blew up
can
on
see
velocity.
that. Very, very much so. And again, US 12 from Sturgis to Burr Oak to Bronson to Coldwater, south, some really strong winds. In those areas, I think you might need to take cover. Any watch to be issued about lower Michigan? Well, as Colin just said, the Storm Prediction Center says there's a 40% chance that they're going to issue a watch. But as he said too, with this line moving to the east, it's going to be moving out really of West Michigan coming up in the next hour, hour and a half. But some strong winds, what you've got right there.
Yeah.
South of US 12, along and south of US 12, Gilead there, Bronson, headed your way, Kinderhook, heard from Kinderhook, headed your way, and I-69 and eventually the Coldwater area there. So if you're along or south of US 12 in in Branch County, well, really from southeast St. Joe County, Sturgis eastward, then you should be taking cover. Wind picking up in Leonidas. You're going to be seeing some gusty winds there as well. Winds have slowed down substantially in Constantine. That makes sense. The storms have now moved to your east. Constantine, I think you're looking okay right now. Storming hard right now in Sturgis. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably got some gusty winds right over you right now. Peggy says I'm moving to Kansas. I don't know if I would do that if I were you, Peggy, unless you love this stuff. Mattawan getting slammed with wind and rain, and you lost power. Samantha, thanks for that report. Let's see what reflectivity looks like in Mattawan. If you could, let me just slide this over to there real quick just to take a visit to Mattawan. You got some rain right now coming in, but look, this is about to wind down for you there. In fact, it's already winding down. Look at this, really along and west of US 131, the threat's pretty much over.
Yeah, this is quickly racing off to the east.
So the good news is it's blowing through in a hurry. The bad news is it's blowing through in a hurry because it has some very strong winds. And as we were looking at with our velocity product here just a few moments ago, let's check this out and see what it looks like. Wow, there you go. Check this out. These are some really strong winds right here. So what we're focusing on right here around Kinderhook, approaching Coldwater, racing down US 12, and near Colon. You're seeing some of that in Colon as well. Feel free to take it, do whatever you want. Still got some heavy rain, lightning, and thunder in Three Rivers. Sandra, thanks for that report. But I do think, Marin, that it's winding down. Holy smoke, really.
I mean, hopefully this isn't making it all the way down to the surface, but, radar is estimating winds over 70 miles an hour. So we're going to watch this storm really closely in southern Branch County.
Yeah, those winds are really
intensifying over the last 15, 20 minutes too.
Rain and lightning, some wind at I-69, I-94. That's going to be picking up as well. Folks along I-69, Taylor, Kalamazoo is winding down. Some rain and lightning and thunder, yes, but the severe weather threat is really winding down there. Carla, West Portage, hello to you. Hamlet, Indiana, rumor of a tornado. William, I haven't seen that, but that might have been in that tornado warned area. There were a few tornado warnings in northern Indiana. Nothing like that in West Michigan. But we are watching some really stout winds. Let me say this again. If you are in Branch County, two things. If you're in Branch County along US 12, from Burr Oak into Bronson, into Coldwater, south, you need to be probably taking cover. There's some really strong wind that's headed your way. And you're in a severe thunderstorm warning that has a considerable damage tag on it. I don't know if you're seeing any. Have you seen any reports coming out of
Nothing coming out of
Branch County? Okay.
No.
Portage pretty much is in the clear right now, Sean. Pretty much in the clear. Thanks, Denise, for the thanks. Appreciate that. Thanks for the report, Jenny from White Pigeon, of rain, thunder, and lightning. A lot of lightning and thunder in Springfield. Hello, BC area. Sherwood, getting amped up there with the storms. Kayla, you're going to see some of the gusty winds there. So keep that in mind as well. Flowerfield, thanks for the report, Alyssa. A lot of thunder there. Taylor, I think Kalamazoo's all good. Melinda Sturgis, pouring rain and extremely windy. That's going to be around for maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, and then I think it's going to be dying down. You can hear the rain really coming down right now in Kalamazoo. But again, as I'm watching with our Kalamazoo camera, you can't really see it behind me here, but with our Kalamazoo camera, I'm keeping an eye on. It's trained to the west right now, so it's looking over Bronson Park, and actually City Hall, and I'm looking at the flag there, and it's blowing in the wind, but it's not like blowing hard. So, right now there doesn't seem to be a lot of wind coming in with this in downtown Kalamazoo. Oh, that's there you go. That's the picture. You can see the flag. You can barely make it out, so we're in the right center of the screen. And so that's what we're looking at there. Let's see, go back to some comments. Heavy rain, lightning, and thunder in Hastings. Wayland seems to be clear. I think Wayland, you're probably okay. Anybody up and down US 131 or west is going to be in the clear, even near 131 like you are there in Wayland. Lightning and thunder continuing in Three Rivers. Tammy Sue, thanks for that report. You got some light wind right now with the rain and thunder in Albion. That's a good report. Want to hear from Albion for sure. You'll probably see that wind pick up in just a bit. But right now, where Colin is highlighting, this is where we have some dangerous wind. Mm-hmm. There's some dangerous wind here. Look at this, and it's interesting.
Yeah. Anywhere south of US 12 in the I-69 vicinity, even Coldwater, may get clipped by some of these really strong winds.
Yeah. Kalamazoo's good. I believe that Kalamazoo is good. Got some rain, got some lightning and thunder, but I don't think there's going to be any kind of storm threat going on. Again, we're looking at the downtown Kalamazoo camera here. We continue with that severe thunderstorm warning until 9:30. That does cover a small portion of southeast Branch County and a lot of the southeast St. Joe and a lot of the southern half of Branch. But right now, we're really trying to alert people who are along US 12, between Burr Oak all the way to Coldwater, Batavia, Bethel, Gilead, Kinderhook, and then Coldwater. I would be taking cover if I were you, just because I think some very strong winds are headed your way if you're going in that direction. Wind and rain in Leonidas. Thank you so much. Paul, in Kinderhook, I would get to the basement. I would get to the basement just in case. I mean, these are some potent winds. Look at that. They're blowing through here. And so I would definitely probably move. Bronson, thanks for that report. Very windy. Will the strong wind be headed toward the Quincy area? Yes, it's headed your way there. Hillsdale, Jessica. You're going to get some of this stuff coming out of Indiana. So I think there's going to be some wind and some heavy rain and some lightning there. Let's see.
So they extended that severe thunderstorm warning now.
Oh, and they're moving it over.
So it's going to be County, right? All of Branch County pretty much and into Hillsdale County. going to go ahead and query this. So this is severe thunderstorm warning now for pretty much all of Branch County until 10 p.m. And we could have, winds of 60 miles per hour with this storm as it continues to move off to the north and the east. So, now all of Branch County under the gun here for some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible.
Got a lot of rain, lightning, and Marshall and thunder. Patty, thanks for the report. Appreciate it. Watervliet in the house. Thanks, Sandy. You're good. You're golden. You're looking good. Athens now getting a big flux of thunder and rain. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and a little bit of wind, but I think you're going to be on the tail end of this pretty soon. I was down in your neighborhood, by the way, Miles, a little bit earlier today, down at the reservation down there, speaking to a group there with the Nottawasapi Band of the Huron Potawatomi there. Alyssa, good evening to you. Thanks for the thanks. Heavy rain now in Homer. Okay, Steve, thanks for that report. Appreciate it very much as we're looking at that severe thunderstorm warning. So again, some very strong wind that is now moving into cold water. Let's call it that cold water.
Yeah, and if you are safely able to do so and you get video or pictures of the storm, make sure to send them into our Chime In page as well.
Let's see what it's looking like in the Four Corners. I don't know. I think that Willowbrook Tower camera, got damaged or something there Sunday because I haven't seen it since. So let me see here. Colin's going to do a little research on that, see if we can see if it's up. In the meantime, we're going to find the Four Corners camera here because the flags there and stuff as we look now. Willowbrook Tower. It is up?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. But we do get a good look here at Coldwater. This is downtown at the Four Corners. Should be some gusty winds moving in here at any time. Van Buren County and Lawton, Aaron, you should be looking all right now. It's on its way past. Call it that. It's down toward the bottom, that I-69 camera there. We should see a lot of lightning there because it's up on the tower.
Yeah.
So very heavy rain by Meyer and Coldwater. Okay, that's about where we're looking at it here.
If that doesn't load, we can do input 5. Here, okay. I got it.
Oh, there you go, input 5. Got a lot of rain for sure. Sturgis, Brian, I don't think so now. I think you're out of the danger zone in Sturgis, at least as far as the wind is concerned. But Madison, Matteso, and you know where you are. They're in western Branch County, Batavia, Coldwater, Kinderhook, up and down I-94. It will be moving into California. Heard from you in California. And then eventually Quincy. So this is a look at the Willowbrook Tower camera. Whoa, we see some lightning.
A lot of lightning.
A lot of lightning there. A lot of lightning there.
They also did expand this severe thunderstorm warning now for southeastern Calhoun County, including Homer and Albion. Could be dealing with some 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts with this storm.
About that. So
yeah.
We'll probably try to do one at 9 o'clock straight up.
Okay.
So I got like less than 2 minutes.
Okay. So now, right now.
That we had before to show me the warning and then the radar.
Yeah.
And you can put it however you want. I won't mess with this.
Okay.
But just tell me if it's just a click or the space bar, either one.
It'll be the click.
Okay.
So right now we do have some new warnings to update you about. Anywhere in Branch County, you're under severe thunderstorm warning for some 60, 70 mile per hour winds. A lot of lightning with these storms as well. Also severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Calhoun County. This isn't going to include areas like Albion, as far north as Albion, Clarendon, Burlington. You're all under a severe thunderstorm warning for some 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible as this storm moves off to the north and the east. Right now it's moving at about 70 miles per hour. So just because it's moving so fast means that we could be dealing with those 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts across portions of Branch County and southeastern Calhoun County as well. So pretty much all of Branch County under that warning, southeastern Calhoun County. Those are the only warnings that we have right now. And then these warnings extend further east out of our coverage area into the Jackson area and into Hillsdale County as well. But we're dealing with frequent lightning, heavy rain. Please be careful if you're driving. Lots of lightning strikes showing up on live Doppler radar right now. So pretty much this storm moving over Coldwater as I speak. That's where the strongest winds are going to be. That's where the heaviest rain is. And this is moving off to the north and the east at about 70 miles per hour. I'm going to go ahead and throw on some winds here. And yeah, seeing some strong winds, kind of centered right over the Coldwater area is where we're dealing with some really strong gusty winds. And those are moving off to the north and the east. So we're going to be watching that very closely here. If you're in Coldwater, though, you want to get to your safe space now. Could be dealing with some 60, 70 mile per hour winds. And this is heading in the direction of southeastern Calhoun County. Good news is, excuse me, good news is not seeing any rotation. So right now we're not worried about any tornado threat. Certainly could be dealing with some straight line damaging winds in excess of 60, maybe even up to 70 miles per hour here.
902.15.
902.
15. Okay.
Over the next 30, 45 minutes, really. This morning for southeastern Calhoun County, expires at 9:45. I'm assuming it'll be out of Calhoun County before then, though. But right now, let's go ahead and switch you over to our.
Can we start with that one when we do the
The Willowbrook Tower cam?
Yeah, we'll start with that, and then let's go to warning, and then let's go to radar. Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah, and it's 9:02.15, so we got still a minute 10.
Okay, so yeah, we're seeing quite a bit of lightning here in Coldwater. Looking at our Willowbrook Tower cam, and
got about a minute.
We still have a minute.
Yeah. Thanks to the city of Coldwater, by the way, for that view. They provided that tower camera, so thank you so much to the city of Coldwater for that view. Yeah, I would say up until like 9:02 we're good, and then probably have to.
Okay.
We got 30. So we're going to be doing a live cut in here at 9:02.15, and just basically going over the warnings that we have. And this is mainly a threat right now for Branch County and southeastern Calhoun County. Teconcha, you probably should be on guard here, but some strong winds are going to be blowing up and down I-69 here. All right, we got 15.
Okay, you should be able to just space bar through that.
Okay, space bar from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Willowbrook, warning, and then radar.
Perfect, thank you. How long's that warning go?
Until
Oh, the box.
9:45. 9:45.
Hello, everyone. News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with another live weather update for you. I want to update you on another severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued. Much of Branch County now under a warning. This is the Willowbrook Tower camera live, thanks to the city of Coldwater. You can see the vivid lightning there, intense, and also some gusty wind. This is looking out over I-69 here. And again, Coldwater, you're in the middle of a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 9:45. We're talking about wind that could be gusting up to 70 miles per hour here. So this has a considerable damage tag to it. We're moving on here to show you what else we have. This is the latest on the warning. Again, heavy rain coming down here, some very strong wind. If you are up and down I-69 and west of I-69 right now, from Girard down to Batavia, getting closer to US 12, then you probably should be taking cover as there's some very strong winds. There could be some gusts here of 70 miles per hour. And even on the other side of Coldwater, Quincy, right now, some strong winds for you as well. Here's the latest on that warning. It goes until 9:45. It includes a portion of Calhoun County. This is Albion. You're included in that. South of Marshall's not in it, but southeast Calhoun County, and then up and down I-69. You can see much of Branch County included in this. It extends over to Jackson, and then also the northwest corner there, the northwest corner of Hillsdale County. All right, here's what we're looking at with the radar. You can see this is very vivid. By the way, Kalamazoo, Three Rivers, Sturgis, been hit hard, Sturgis. That's all moving off to the east. You're looking okay now. I'm going to put this into motion real quick just to show you. This is moving through Coldwater, moving off to the east. If you're in southeast Calhoun County, from Albion all the way down to I-69, south of Marshall. If you're in Coldwater, up and down I-69 or points east, you should be taking cover. Severe thunderstorm warning. There could be winds here up and down I-69, especially Girard south to Coldwater, and then eastward approaching 70 miles per hour. We'll continue to keep you updated if there are any more warnings that are issued. For now, we'll take you back to CBS. Okay, we'll get back to now our Facebook Live and our YouTube Live coverage here of the storm. So you see what we got going on. I want to get in a little bit closer, looking at another radar view here, and it looks to me like the winds are especially strong right now just to the north of Coldwater. I want to get back to that Coldwater camera. This again coming to us from the city of Coldwater. You'll see that there in our split screen. There it is. I mean, this is some really heavy rain that's coming down. We've seen intense lightning here, and then also some really gusty wind. This view here is looking to the southwest. Sherwood, you're going to be in the line here where some thunderstorms. Well, that's actually moved past you. I'm sorry. Northwest Branch County, I think things are calming down. So Sherwood, you're okay now. Union City, I think you're okay. Colon, you're okay. Burr Oak and Sturgis, you're looking okay. Our focus right now is mainly now moving from Coldwater, Batavia, US 12, Coldwater, Batavia to Quincy, a line there, and then moving north along I-69, Girard to Teconcha, and then northeast, Homer. You're going to be seeing some of these winds as well. Albion, you'll be getting some of this as well. It looks like the worst of this is going to stay to the south of Marshall, And Marshall, you're not in that severe thunderstorm warning. Here's a look at the warning box that you can see there on the left side of your screen. Okay, on the left side of your screen. So it covers the southeastern portion of Calhoun County. That's what we're looking at with Teconcha and Homer and Albion, okay, in the warning area. Jackson, of course, in the warning area. Most of Jackson County in the warning area. And then northwest Hillsdale County in the warning area, and then just about all of Branch County. But I got to tell you, I think most of this, if you were to draw a line from Girard to Batavia to Bronson, if you're west of that line, northwest of that line, Madison, Sherwood, Union City, over into eastern St. Joe County, Colon, and Leonidas, you're probably looking okay right now. But if you're east of that line, I think that's where you're looking at some stronger thunderstorms. Let's look at it again. Here it is on radar. And I want to take a look here at our velocity product as we showed you just a few moments ago to show you what's going on here. And you'll see where those strong winds are. There it is, where we have this bright yellow that's showing up right now. That's where very intense wind is blowing right now. And that is headed your way. Albion, moving across Coldwater right now. Still some really vivid lightning, intense lightning going on there in Coldwater as I look at that Willowbrook Tower camera. But east of I-69, you probably should be taking cover there if you're east of I-69. Teconcha, you're going to be seeing some gusty winds. Homer, Butler, Quincy, Litchfield, which is in northwest Hillsdale County, and then over to Parma and Jackson in Jackson County. Hillsdale, just north of Hillsdale. Along US 12 there, working their way to 223. That's where we're looking at, again, some of these strong thunderstorms. No, Kalamazoo, Jesse, you're good. You're good there. Ashley, very heavy rain in Albion and lightning increasing. You're going to be seeing the winds picking up there in Albion as well. So that's something to keep in mind as well. You're going to see those winds that are going to be picking up for you there in Albion. I want to get back to our reflectivity here. Let me see if this will work here. There we go. There you can see what we have going on with those severe thunderstorms. And again, right now, I would say up and down I-69 and eastward, it's a problem. West of I-69, I think conditions are going to be improving. But if you're from Girard to Coldwater, then eastward, although I do see it looks like maybe a little bit of a flare-up going on around Bronson. But again, it looks like the strongest winds right now are headed your way there in Homer, Albion, where we just noted, thanks for that report, wind picking up, rain, thunder, lightning picking up, over toward Concord over there in Parma in western Jackson as well. Coldwater Fire and Police, okay, thanks for that, appreciate that. Colon, I think you're you're okay. I think Colon, you're out of it now. Just some rain there right now, just some rain. Heavy lightning, thunder at Coldwater Lake. Yeah, Nate, a lot of that going on there at Coldwater Lake for sure. Should be winding down here in the next 10, 15 minutes. Three Rivers, yes, you're looking good for the night. You're looking good. Closer to Teconcha, getting windy there. Carla, thanks for that report. Looking at Teconcha right now, Wind should be blowing over you right now. I think that probably you've seen the worst of it. But we're going to wait and see on that. We still have that active severe thunderstorm warning. That goes until 10 o'clock for southeastern Calhoun County, Homer, Tecumseh, Albion, Marshall, no. Battle Creek, no, you're good. Marengo Township, you should be good. Not going to say you're not going to hear some lightning or some thunder, but I think the worst of the wind is not going to be hitting you. I think that's going to be, for the most part, headed over toward Albion and Jackson, and then going down to Coldwater. So again, southeast Calhoun County, much of Branch County, but not all. Burr Oak, for example, right there on the border with St. Joe County, not looking problematic. St. Joe County, you're looking good right now. Looking good right now. Lightning winding down in Pavilion Township should be. Berry County good for the rest of the night. Let's see. I believe you are. I believe Berry County, you're looking good. Berry County, you're okay. Battle Creek, yeah, you're good. You're on the other end of this now. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Thanks for that. Things seem to be winding down. Appreciate the report. Ryan, over there in Jackson, you're about to get it, buddy. You're about to get with some wind there, and it looks like there could be some strong wind coming in there. So batten down the hatches there. You are in, by the way, Ryan, you are in a severe thunderstorm warning there in Jackson. I am with you, Emily and Carla. I am tired of these storms too. And so is Colin. I'll speak for him. Quiet in Sturgis right now. Greg, appreciate that report. It wasn't quiet, 15, 30 minutes ago, but quiet there now. Calm down in Three Rivers. Calm down in Three Rivers. Yes, good. Quiet in Union City. Good. You're past that. Let me name some of the places now that I think are on the other end of this, on the good side of it. Tecumseh, Marshall, Battle Creek, Leonidas, Colon, Climax, Pavilion Township, and Ottawa.
There are some more severe thunderstorms redeveloping now in northern Indiana. So that's just something we'll have to keep an eye on as these move off to the north and the east. Kind of heading towards the same direction that the same area that's getting some severe thunderstorm warnings now. If this holds its strength, hopefully, with all the energy kind of stolen with these storms that are moving through now, we'll see that storm down in northern Indiana kind of weaken as it moves towards our area. But just something that we'll have to keep an eye on once again. Yeah,
Becky, for now, Union City is good. Okay, for now, Union City is good. Batavia is quiet now. Okay, Brandon, thanks for that report. Appreciate that. Katie in Stockbridge, thanks. Aaron, barely any rain in Otsego Township, northwest of Kalamazoo. Okay, thanks for the report. Appreciate that very, very much. We got 9:12 on the clock right now. Again, these warnings here, the one that is for, is that a newer one there that extends up into Kinderhook, or is that?
No, that's the old one. They've just shaved it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that goes until 9:30. After a while, these all start to look the same. And so now we're looking in Jonesville there in northwest Hillsdale County, Litchfield, northwest Hillsdale County. I think you should be taking cover there. There's some strong winds going on there. That's moving to the northeast. And so, Ryan, talking to you there in Jackson, you need to be on guard there. Wind is increasing in Albion. Ashley, thanks for that report. They're in Albion. And I will say this, around Homer, Eckford, and Albion in southeasternmost Calhoun County. Did you hear that? Homer, Eckford, Albion in southeast and east Calhoun County. Some strong winds starting to pick up there. And that's going to be moving right along that Jackson, Calhoun County line. So if you're Homer east toward the Jackson County line or in Albion, I think you should be monitoring this pretty carefully here. We'll see what happens with those storms. Looks like it's picking up again around California Township. That's southeasternmost Branch County. By the way, you're under severe thunderstorm warning. Those communities that I named, Albion there, as well as Homer, Litchfield and northwest Hillsdale County, all under a severe thunderstorm warning. Appreciate that, Carl. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Battle Creek is okay, okay? Battle Creek is okay. And thanks for asking. Appreciate that. Always happy to report when somebody's out of the zone. I would say Sherwood that you are too. I think Sherwood that you're all right now. But as Colin mentioned, we are looking at some action that's going on to the south here that's refiring Are you talking about this stuff that's going on south of South Bend?
Yeah.
Yeah. That just has two new thunderstorm warnings on it there.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Looks
Hopefully,
to be moving more north too.
yeah. I'm hoping that this will eventually, of course, get all shoved off to the east, and that it will weaken as we continue to go into the evening here, and hopefully these thunderstorms are stabilizing the atmosphere, so that we don't have to deal too much with this. Cheryl, longer. Too much. Cheryl, hello to you. Marcellus is okay. Nicole, you're good. Let me see. Cold water in the clear yet? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that storm leaving, but we'll keep a close eye on
Yeah.
this other storm in northern Indiana.
Yeah, what he's
It's
talking
amazing
about.
how much warmer it got too. It's up to 63 in Three Rivers right now.
Wow. There's that warm air we were telling you about. It finally got here. Hopefully the thunderstorms are going to move out. But this is the area that Colin, I want to highlight this, circle this. This is the area that Colin's talking about. You see these storms with two more warnings back here in Indiana, okay? Warsaw, Noble, all right? Now, if we sort of move these up to the northeast, remember the individual cells are moving northeast. The line itself is sort of pushing off to the east. Now, what Colin noted is there might be some northward movement here, or maybe even some northward propagation of these, right? And that would take it closer to, say, Sturgis. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that, and hopefully that won't come to pass, because our forecast models have been showing, you know, that this is going to be moving out of our area, I think by 10-ish o'clock. He's looking at short range model right now, the latest update on that. While we're here, by the way, just to remind you that we continue with that severe thunderstorm warning, here's an update. Looks like the southeast part of Calhoun County has been trimmed out of that warning, right? I think the southeast, see if they say, if they're saying that in the chat maybe.
Yeah, they just trimmed out southeastern.
Okay. So Eckford, Homer, Albion, still a bit windy there, but you're looking better. Now, in the meantime,
They
Jackson.
also just canceled the part of the watch in Branch County as well.
Oh, good. So the confidence is building there that, oh, yeah, that really tiny part of the watch. Okay. Okay.
The southern end.
The southern end of the watch. Okay. So we're starting to see some of this get trimmed, which, of course, is good news. Let's see. Yeah, Sturgis, you are good for now. We're keeping an eye on those storms that I just highlighted down there in northern Indiana, around Warsaw, Noble. As those move off to the northeast, they still might clip you there in Sturgis. But for now, you're looking good. Marissa, oh, Fenville's so good. You're good to go in Fenville. No problem there at all. Anybody west of US 131 is gold right now. You're good to go. And really, Battle Creek, Hastings, you're good. It's just when you get close to that Michigan-Indiana line, that's where we got to watch these storms that are coming up out of northern Indiana. What did the latest HRS show? Did you see?
It still looks like storms would move out of here by about 10:30.
Okay.
Branch County being the last to see those storms go.
Well, we have 2 votes here for them to move out. I know that. That's for sure. Springport, no, not in the clear yet. Not in the clear yet. I think that you still have a chance for seeing some of these thunderstorms there in Springport. So keep, yeah, probably there. Northwest Jackson County, you know, could still be a little bit windy there. You're going to be getting a lot of lightning and rain there. Caitlin, thanks for asking. But I don't think you're totally out of the woods just yet there in Springport. Mikey, thanks for the thanks. Holly, thanks for the thanks. And same to you. Hello to Carson. Carla, hello. Happy 7th birthday on Sunday. Looking for some sunshine. I think we'll get some, actually. Might be a little cool for you. Centerville, yeah. You're okay there in Centerville right now. Some rain. We do have to keep an eye on these storms that are in northern Indiana. I just hope that they won't come up and bite us here.
Yeah.
Again, right around Warsaw right now. You seen anything?
No, I was just going to look at that.
Yeah, Nora, Van Buren County is good. In fact, the rain's moved out. So you're good to go there in Van Buren County. Goshen, yeah, I think you're looking good there in Goshen as well, Ashley. thanks for the report there. You should be good to go in Goshen. But south of Goshen, right, when you start working your way down toward Warsaw, as you see here on the map, and US 30, that's where you could have a little bit more trouble. A little bit more trouble there too. Tim, thanks for the thanks from BC. 60 degrees in Marshall. It was 50 30 minutes ago. That's crazy. I believe it.
We're getting reports of temperatures warming up 5 degrees in just about 10 minutes,
Wow.
which is insane.
That is crazy. But I will say the model showed that there was going to be a rapid warm up, that we were going to go from the 30s earlier today to the 60s. But the bulk of that wasn't going to happen until like sunset or later.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe when you see the models say that, because it's like, come on, you got to be kidding. But then when it happens, there it is. And we're in the process of that rapid warm up right now. As Colin told you a couple of hours ago, 3 hours ago, it was 70 or near 70 in Fort Wayne. I know we saw that temperature in Lafayette of 78.
Yeah.
All right. That's west central Indiana. That's not that far from the Michigan-Indiana line, not to be that warm. Bronson, right now, I think that you're looking okay. Bronson, you're looking okay. One caveat, and that is that we got to watch these thunderstorms that are firing up now down in north central Indiana.
They added a considerable tag to that one down in Warsaw, so 70 mile per hour winds possible now.
Hopefully that will steer more northeast, so much so that it will miss Branch County. But by the way, let's get back to our Branch County severe thunderstorm warning, though it does look like the bulk of that wind is moving out. But we do still have a severe thunderstorm warning, and that is for 60 mile per hour winds, radar indicated, and some small hail possible. But it looks like the bulk of that is now moving out. Anna, I appreciate that report from Homer. Calm there in Homer now. Thank you so much. That's a good report. Really helpful for us. Ionia County. Good question, Kendra. We haven't spent much time there. So let's turn our attention to folks east of GR right now and see what it's looking like there.
Ionia now.
Yeah, so Ionia, you're good. Ionia, you're good. We'll pull our radar up there to show you what we're looking at there. Oh, yeah. In fact, the rain is ending. US 127 still a little active. It's going to be moving over towards Saginaw, the Flint area, Bay City. Lansing right now getting hit pretty hard with some, right now, what looks like anyway, there could be some gusty winds there, but no warnings. The only warnings that we have in West Michigan right now are for Branch County, a good portion of Jackson County, and Northwest Hillsdale.
And I'm assuming they'll cancel that warning in Branch County here pretty shortly. Yeah. That storm continues to move off to the east.
Gene, I think a lot of folks agree with you there. And at least you have power. Remember, there are some folks who don't have power right now. So moving through Homer pretty quickly now, just a sprinkle. Thank you for that. Aaron, thanks for the report from Motsego. Bronson, I think you're good to go. Right? Bronson, I think you're good to go. Let me get back to the other radar here. Hold on just a moment. Give me like 10 seconds. And we'll be good to go. Yeah. So I think you're good to go there, Bronson. You should be all right. You're on the back edge of that severe thunderstorm warning, and like Colin said, I think they're going to be getting rid of that pretty soon. Julie, thanks for the thanks. Appreciate it. Michigan is tired, says Kat. I agree with you. Hey, not just here, but remember they have that ice storm up north. Rebecca, what time will it be over in Albion? Should be any time now, right? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you got about another probably 10 or 15 minutes to go, and then it will start to move out. But we're going to keep an eye on the nasty storms that are off right now that are continue to develop around Warsaw, Indiana there. That looks like it's intensifying too. So we'll keep an eye on that to see if it might move in our direction. Could be, Kayla. Could be. We're keeping an eye on it. Marshall, for now, is clear. Linda, thanks for the report. Tom, Karen, you're very kind. I appreciate that very much. Emily Coldwater, you're coming out the other side of it there. Some rain, there's still some lightning, and it was getting pretty hairy there on the Willowbrook Tower cameras. We looked at that a little bit earlier, looking over I-69. We can take a quick visit to there. By the way, if you got anything you want to chime in, go for it.
Oh, that's going to be, hold on.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good. That's over here.
My bad. There we go. there's still some rain. I don't think we're seeing as vivid light. And I'll tell you one thing else. Another thing we're seeing is power. So it's not dark. Of course, I guess if the power went out at the Willowbrook Tower, we wouldn't see the Willowbrook Tower camera.
It would be really dark.
But as we're looking in the distance, as you can see, it doesn't look as intense there as it was a little bit earlier. Feel free to go to whatever you want to see.
Yeah, right now, there is a little bit of rotation down with that storm in northern Indiana. So we'll keep a close eye on that. That is moving off to the north and the east. And if it stays on track, it would be in the Sturgis area here. Probably got another 45 minutes or an hour before it would reach that area. So plenty of time to monitor this storm and see if it holds its strength, if it weakens. The hope is that it does weaken. But right now, this all the way down in Warsaw area, 70-mile-per-hour winds possible with that storm.
What you're seeing, by the way, with that Willowbrook Tower camera is just raindrops. That's what's doing the trick on the light there. Somebody asked about that. Thank you very much, Joey. Thank you. Barbara, I hope I answered that. On the radar, I'm not seeing any. What are you talking about there? Hold on just a moment. The lightning and the little circles. Oh, right here in this gray area, that's where we could have some hail. That's coming down. So south of US 12, just north of Hillsdale and Hillsdale County, I think there could be some hail coming down there. Looks like the same maybe here for Jackson County.
Yeah. Yeah, the warning says there could be quarter-sized hail.
Okay. That's Springport down to Spring Arbor. I-94 probably is not a treat. Right around Parma. It's around exit 130, exit 135 there, coming out of Jackson, headed west toward Albion. So that's sort of what we're looking at right now. Southwest of Coldwater, and you lost power. Oh, Delvana. Cross our fingers for that. That you'll get it back soon. Canton over there on the east side of the state. Yeah, you're going to get some wind out of this, some lightning, some heavy rain perhaps. Thanks for checking in. Hello to you in Canton over there in the Detroit area. Thanks for checking in. What else do we have here? I think the wind should be dying down, Kindred, anytime they are in Ionia County. It is good in Berry County. It passed through quietly as it could, Kat. Good for you there in Berry County. Yeah, I think other than the easternmost edge there around Vermontville and Nashville, I think things have been pretty quiet for Berry County. Are you looking at the power outage map?
Yeah, seeing some power outages popping up in Branch and St. Joseph counties. Right now, St. Joseph dealing with over 1,000. This is from Consumers Energy, over 1,000 without power there. And in Branch County, they're dealing with about 1,600 customers without power. So certainly seeing a lot of those power outages popping up due to those gusty winds. And kind of the areas really showing up are north of Coldwater, quite a few power outages, and then a few into St. Joseph County as well. So we hope that this next storm doesn't move through, but we'll go ahead and zoom out and look at what that looks like and across portions of northern Indiana right now.
Did I put that on my time? Oh.
There we go. That radar was just loading for a second.
So I'm hooking up here on my microphone here as we're getting ready eventually for our 10 o'clock newscast on the ARC. There we go.
But they did just issue another warning, extended that further north and east. So this is in, knocking on Sturgis's doorstep. A severe thunderstorm warning there. So let me go ahead and go to National Weather Service chat and get some details on that. That warning approaching, St. Joseph and Branch counties, not under a warning yet, but it's moving in that direction if it holds its strength. Could be dealing with some 60-mile-per-hour winds, not expecting any severe hail from that storm. So just your general severe thunderstorm warning, but still, that area just got hit. Yeah. And this storm moving in that same direction could be producing some more damaging wind gusts.
There's the warning box, okay? So it goes up to Middlebury in Indiana, right up to I-80. So just south of you there in White Pigeon, just south of US 131, right? Moving right on down there into northern Indiana, US 20. So that's where we have that severe thunderstorm warning till 10:15. So it has 45 minutes to go and is Colin mentioned this is for 60-mile-per-hour winds. You know, we put the radar or the lightning in here and we loop it, and you can see those thunderstorms just sort of like moving through. But look at that cluster of lightning that an hour ago was with those storms, and then there they go. There's not a lot of lightning with this, right? There's not. Doesn't seem to be anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's
zoom out. Go a little further south.
This. Go back to our radar here. Where's my swooping radar? There it is. Yeah, I've got lightning on there.
Yeah, this storm right here.
Okay. Oh,
not a whole lot of lightning with this one.
So we'll put this into motion, and there it is. Right there it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Slowing down in Albion. Marshall is in the clear. I'd like to stop pacing, Robin. Likely, but can't give you a total green light yet because of the stuff that continues to develop down in northern Indiana. You know, the short-range models have suggested that we would be done with this by about 10, but they may not be handling, you know, what seems to be more of these thunderstorms that are developing along a line that is not moving really fast enough to the east to take everything out. Talking about Burr Oak, right now you're looking good, but we have to keep an eye on these thunderstorms that we're talking about that are down here. So let me show you what we're talking about. Okay, so Burr Oak, right, looking here right along the St. Joe Branch County line, but you see what's developing off to the southwest here. It's got a new severe thunderstorm warning with a considerable damage tagged to that. And so this is the area that we're looking at right here. It's these thunderstorms that are developing right around Warsaw, which again got hit not that long ago. If these are moving to the northeast at, is it 70 or 60?
Those are moving to the northeast at about 70 miles an hour. Yeah.
That's pretty stout. So if we did that, if we extend this out, then that would be putting these storms in Sturgis by 10 o'clock. So about half an hour out. Coldwater about 10:18, Quincy about 10:22. That's when it would be moving. Because, of course, when you're in Ligonier, you're in Eden, you're in Newberry, you're in Bloomfield, that's northern Indiana. But then it hops across the line into Sturgis there at about 10 o'clock. How strong will it be then? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, it certainly bears watching. We're going to keep an eye on it. Oops, did not mean to do that.
The good news is, at least on velocity, those winds are calming down quite a bit as it moves further north and east. So hopefully that weakens and we don't have to worry about it for us here in West Michigan.
We do continue with that severe thunderstorm warning, I guess, right, for Branch County. I see that still going until 10 o'clock for winds there, but it doesn't look like the winds are too strong there. Let me look at some more comments here. Let's see here. Kayla Kalamazoo is looking good. The Berg is all right. Thanks, Jesse. Yeah, Brandon, we might have round 2 coming, but we're going to have to see. Gary, okay, tornado was spotted north of Indy. Again, southward. Let me see what we got here. I want to see if the SPC is out with any kind of storm reports yet. I'm going to check into that real quick. Let's see here. Let's look at our storm reports for the day. You know, so far it's not as active as what we saw Sunday.
Yeah, I think a lot of those reports are going to come in a little later, though.
Yeah.
A lot of action still going on.
Yeah, especially down south, where they're really, really dealing with it right now. That's where there was a high risk for severe storms. We don't see that pulled out a lot. Three Rivers looking good for now. Okay, the wind in Indy is bad right now. Thanks for that report. Sue, thanks for the thanks. Kinderhook might get round 2, Paul. Kinderhook might get round 2. You see what's coming through Warsaw right now into Ligonier. Now, something that's important that what Colin pointed out, and by the way, I know there are a lot of folks who are watching who are, say, Kalamazoo or Battle Creek, certainly Grand Rapids, Ionia, Three Rivers. You're looking good. You're okay. Three Rivers, though, south to Constantine, White Pigeon, Sturgis, we're going to have to keep an eye on these storms that have prompted a severe thunderstorm warning that are as close now as Bristol. You know, that's right across the border there. That severe thunderstorm warning comes up to I-80, I-90 there, right around Bristol, which is just to the south of the border there in White Pigeon. So we'll keep an eye on those storms as they continue to move on. How about Augusta? I think Augusta, you're going to be all right. Coldwater, Erica, we got to keep an eye on round 2. Albion could tap into that as well, Rebecca. So we'll keep an eye on that. I do think if I want to revise this line, you know, earlier I had a Lansing to Kalamazoo to, let's say, South Bend line. You tell me what you think about this, some sort of freelancing with this. I think if we were to go Lansing, oops, not that way. Sorry about that. Oops. It's been a long day. So if we go Lansing, right, down to probably like, I think Constantine, that area.
Yeah.
Okay, so right about here. Now let me zoom in and see if I hope I don't lose the arrow when I do this. Well, I'm gonna have to redraw it. But this is what I'm looking at here. Folks are saying like, well, how about this area? How about that area? So let's do this. I think if we're looking at, say, from Lansing, we'll say down to about Constantine and White Pigeon. I think if you're southeast of that line, that's where there could be a round 2 from what's going on right now in northern Indiana. That's what we'll have to keep an eye on. Three Rivers might tap into that, but I do believe that Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, I think you're probably going to be okay. And certainly west of US 131, I don't think there are going to be any issues there as well. Uh-oh, how did I lose this? You know, oh, this is frustrating. All right. Alabama in the house, Glenn. I know that you're on my Facebook Live a lot, so I appreciate you showing up here at Headland, Alabama. I don't know what it's looking like. So far, you're not too bad, but you might catch some of this tomorrow. I don't know what your convective outlook is looking like for tomorrow. As long as we got you here in the house, we'll take a look. That would be day 2. Looks like it's going to stay to your north and west. And by the way, Memphis, which was under a high risk today, is under an enhanced risk for tomorrow. So
they're also under a high risk for flooding too. So they're just getting the double whammy there.
Getting it down there in the mid-Mississippi Valley. You know, somebody asked earlier about Blytheville down there in northeast Arkansas, and they were getting hit pretty hard as well. Although, as Colin said, probably a lot of these reports are a bit delayed because I do think there are going to be a lot more tornado reports that are coming in. Bronson, hello to you. Bronson, I think, you know, once again, we're going to have to keep an eye on this next round of storms that are developing in Indiana and that have prompted a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 10:15, and takes it all the way up to the Michigan-Indiana line there around Bristol and I-80 and I-90 as it moves just south of the Michigan-Indiana line. Crazy lightning stopped 30 minutes ago in Vicksburg, yeah.
Most of the area, though, now clearing out pretty quick, which is some good news. We're just watching this one little storm that could move into Sturgis and move further north and east.
So we have to sort of prepare for our 10 o'clock newscast. So I think we're going to have to break away for a little bit. Sorry to interrupt the feed here. But we're going to be live with team coverage at 10 on Arc West Michigan. We'll be live at 11 on News Channel 3. I'll tell you what, if these flare up, the things that are going on in Indiana right now, if they become an issue for our area, I'm talking about you, Albion, looking at you there in Branch County, then we'll be back on at 10:30 as soon as we get done with our 10 o'clock newscast. Well, in fact, we'll do that anyway. We'll come back in live with our Facebook Live, with our YouTube Live at 10:30, and we'll update you then. In the meantime, just remember there are no watches for us right now for nowhere in West Michigan. Wow, looking at the temperature map, 61 in Three Rivers, 60 in Battle Creek, and just a couple of 3 hours ago was, what, 45 or something like that?
Yeah, I can pull up the temperature in Kalamazoo.
We'll look at what that temperature was like just a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, so
at 6 o'clock it was 47. At 5 o'clock, it was 44. At 2 p.m., it was 40, and right now it's what, 60?
Almost, yeah.
So we're up almost 20 degrees, really, in the space of about 7 or 8 hours. So it is a rapid warm up.
Yeah, right now in Kalamazoo, it's 57.
CK Clarendon Township, an all-night thing? No, it's not going to be an all-night thing. But we may not be totally done with it just yet. In Clarendon Township, much of the area is done with it. But in Clarendon Township, I think we're going to have to continue to keep watching it, but not all night. Not all night. Maybe an hour or so of this left. Amanda, thanks for reporting in from White Pigeon. Sorry. Jennifer, thanks for that. Got 57 in Bellevue. Barbara, thanks for the report. They're warming up. Hello, Eaton County. Appreciate that very much. And by the way, looking at Sturgis, Adriana, you might catch this next one that we were talking about here. Okay, might catch this next one. As I move this to the south, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's this cluster here in Warsaw. Might be problematic for you, Sturgis. We're going to have to keep an eye out on that, as that's prompted a severe thunderstorm warning.
Winds look to be weakening, which is some
so
good
too.
news.
I agree. All right, everybody, it's 9:40. We've got to be live at 10 on Arc West, Michigan. So we're going to cut out here for just a little while. Right now, more bark than bite going on here, and that's just for a small portion of our area. So we'll be back at 10:30 on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. In the meantime, if you watch us on Arc, if you get Arc West Michigan, it's our digital channel. Then you can watch our live coverage there. And then we'll check back in at 10:30 on our Facebook Live and also on YouTube Live. Right? Yeah. Makes sense to you?
Yeah.
All right. And by the way, that severe thunderstorm warning is now gone for Branch County. So there are no warnings right now for West Michigan at all. Zero. And as Colin noted, the thunderstorms that have prompted a couple of warnings down in northern Indiana seem to be weakening. And he's looking at our short-term forecast model right now, and I think this line will eventually push off to the east and become more of an issue for the folks on the east side of the state. But even there, remember, we're past sunset now.
Yeah.
So we're getting into the cooling of the day. Even though it's warming up, I get it. But the dynamics are just going to be leaving this storm. And so I think eventually.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that storm moving east out of the area. So maybe it only clips Branch County as it continues to move north and east, which would be good news.
But we'll keep you up to speed on that. And of course, we'll let you know if any more warnings are issued with these storms. So for now, we're going to cut out. Thanks, Timmy, appreciate it. Kayla, thanks for that.
I'll go to the, do you want me to end it? You have to do it from the digital studio.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to sort of knock off here for a little bit. If you want to, maybe also, Colin, check with Katie. I don't know. I mean, what's your thought on that?
For 10:30.
Yeah, or even, because I don't think I want to hold it here.
Yeah.
Your idea on that? What's your?
I would say wrap it up and then we come back at 10:30.
We're going to come back at 10:30 if there are any warnings. If this stuff that's in northern Indiana gets to be, problematic, we will be on here to let you know. We will definitely be on here to let you know. But we don't anticipate that. It does look like this is really weakening pretty rapidly. But we will be back on here at 10:30 to give you an update if these storms continue to worsen there. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thanks, Patty, for that. I appreciate it. Thanks, Debbie. Hello to you. And Nicole, thanks for the thanks. Ryan, power went out for just a bit. I think you still have a little more of this action to go there, Ryan, over in Jackson County. And Nicole, I am right with you. I am ready for this to be done. Kayla, thanks. I appreciate that very much. Flooding in Kalamazoo, south Crosstown. I posted some video a little bit earlier on my Facebook page. That was from like 2:30 this afternoon. It was flooding in downtown and much of Kalamazoo and other parts, by the way, too. Out in Oshkosh Township, down in Portage. Battle Creek, Mary, a little bit of lightning and not too much for you. Battle Creek's pretty much in the clear right now. The same for Otsego. Thanks for that temp report, David and Albion. 56. Appreciate that very much. All right, everybody, going to wind this down and say goodnight. But we'll be back on at 10:30 if the weather warrants. In the meantime, we'll have a live report on Arc West, Michigan at 10 o'clock, and we'll both be live on News Channel 3 at 11 o'clock. Good night, everybody.